You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. That's Tyler and Dave, and play old games. The N is silent, but it's there.
Let's rename the show.
Okay.
Right now.
Sure.
The next 5 minutes.
Let's look. All right.
DraftKings. I think that's taken.
Pornhub. Oh, wait.
Crap.
All right. TAD.
Last podcast on the left.
First podcast on the left.
First podcast on the right. Somebody's done that.
No. If first podcast on the left, because that means they have to listen to our show before they listen to the last podcast.
You thought it was the last podcast on the left, and you went a little further, and now it's ours that's there. All right.
Done.
Not.
It's done. I'll register the debate.
Yeah, they can't even do it. They're like, oh, no, we're actually the last one. You just didn't see us.
The lastest podcast on the left. Register. I'm going to register all these domains.
Last podcast on the left, unless you turn around and come the other way, and then we're the last podcast on the right.
No, we'd be the first one on the right.
The first on the right. Yeah.
We'll turn it into a satirical alt-right podcast called The Last Podcast on the Alt-Right, and it's just going to be just a dumpster fire.
Well, if it's satirical, it'll probably be okay.
But they won't get it. Then we'll just...
By they, who do you mean?
You
the
know,
Republican
the
Party.
alt-right? Yeah.
Like how they hired Stephen Colbert to do the White House Correspondents' Dinner for George Bush.
Sure.
And he just fucking roasted him, and they're like, did no one know that it's satire what he does? They just thought he'd get up there and kiss his ass. But yeah, this week we're going to be talking about Vortex.
Vortex.
Text.
But before that, I got a gift for Dave.
Yeah?
Look how nice I wrapped it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Look, you wrapped this so well. It looks like it could survive
It's disguised. My name's on it.
Rigorous mailing. Oh,
Yep.
I never would have thought this was for me. You're
I
right.
know, yeah.
Because it does say Tyler Holland, 9-2. Hell yeah, Illusion of Gaia. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
It's very nice of you.
I recruited your wife to go in there and look at your collection and tell me what you didn't have.
Yeah, she's done that a couple times.
Every time it's some kind of event where I buy you a Super Nintendo game, Nikki, does he have this one?
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
You're welcome. You don't have it, right?
I'm not going to answer that. I do. But it's her fault.
She told me she didn't.
I have this in a box. I have a box to Illusion
damn
of Gaia.
It was off to the side.
It's on the top shelf, so she didn't even.
Yeah.
She might not even know those boxes up there contain Super Nintendo games.
Well, maybe you could take it and trade it into Infinite Collectibles or something else.
That's true. I love it still. Illusion of Gaia.
Damn it. Because he downplayed that a little bit. He has this. He downplayed that.
Oh wait, let's try it again. You're hand it to me.
Hey, here's a package from Tyler for you,
Oh,
Dave.
okay, awesome. Illusion of Gaia! Holy shit!
Yeah, I know you don't have it.
How'd you know?
I mean, this is the next best thing to a box copy.
This is the next best thing to a box copy. That was good.
It's the second best version of this that I have.
I mean, I only have like 3 manuals. This gives them. No, it's
I'll get you another one for your birthday, so you have one game for every manual.
No, I don't. I only have 1 copy of the manual. It's buying something for somebody's collection is a really hard thing to do.
Yep.
Because I've like, anytime I think about it, I'm like, oh shit, and I don't have a resource like Nikki to go in and miss a box.
Yep.
So yeah, it's always tough. But thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Let's see. What else have you guys been up to this week?
Well, I rang in the new year.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing.
Well, yeah, it's welcome to 2023.
Yeah, and I was sick
Oh, boy.
all weekend.
I was pretty sick, too, for a couple days.
Yeah.
Not like, what kind of sick did you have?
Just, it was weird. Like, the day after we recorded last week, I went home, and I just kind of gross, feeling kind of tired or whatever. Friday, my body hurt super bad, and I was, like, stopped up, couldn't breathe, couldn't stay awake, but never ran a fever. And I was just kind of down and gross for 2 or 3 days. I started feeling a little bit better on Monday. I had a day, like one of those days, I was fine. I was like, yay, I'm over
It's
it.
done.
And then the next day I was sick again. And then I went on for another day or two. And then yesterday and today I've started to finally feel like myself. But I don't get sick that often. So it was kind of odd that I just suddenly was sick. I don't know how, or you know how it is.
Yep.
I mean,
I was a little under the weather on Thursday and Friday as well.
a lot of people have been sick over the weekend. Like I've talked to a number of people, and they're all like even people I call for work to help them with tech support. I'm hearing them, sniffing. I'm like, hey, I hear you got a little bit of that too. And she's like, yeah, everybody in my house has it. I'm like, this one was like stealth COVID. Everyone. Gage got it. Tanya didn't get this one for whatever reason, but yeah, it's just been going around. It got really unseasonably warm for a few days, and initially I kind of chalked it up to that because, when it goes from being like fucking 6 outside to 65, my body tends to react by having allergies and sinuses and all that, which I thought it was at first, but then the other stuff kind of made me think, this is more than that. So
You're feeling better now, though?
I do.
Finally. That's
I do.
good.
Yes. So we were lazy all weekend, in other words.
That's
Sitting around
good.
watching movies. And
Yeah.
had a good weekend,
Yeah, I'm about to say, it sounds great.
So I put TADPOG and then A and I for Ann Ian into an anagram machine.
Oh,
So
boy.
we have some possible new titles for the
All right.
podcast.
Pain Ta.
That's up there. They're
I think I left the G out.
Dag Patio.
Dag Patio?
Dag Patio.
Dag
I think
Patio?
that's going to be my new porn name.
Dag Patio?
Dag Patio. And gamer tag.
Dagopita.
Dagopita?
Dagopita.
Okay.
Let's see.
Dangopita?
Goadpita.
Goadpita?
Goadpita. Goat paid.
Goat Pain?
Paid.
Goat
Goat
paid?
paid.
Goat paid.
That's pretty good. That domain is taken for sure. I'm going to look it up.
Paid toga.
Paid Toga?
Paid toga.
toga.
It pagoda.
Oh, okay.
Add goat pie.
Abe Vagoda?
Ape.
Hat pie? Is that what you said?
I don't even remember anymore.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just scrolling down.
Oh,
like,
okay.
that's pretty much the only words it forms.
Oh, we don't need words.
Well, they're not. They don't. When you mix them up like that, the anagram or the acronym doesn't make as much sense.
Add pigtail. Addy go Pat.
And Dave,
go,
Tyler,
Pat.
Ian play games old.
Yeah, let's just go to the nether realm. We
Oh,
don't need to make sense of that.
A pig toad.
A pig toad?
A pig toad.
A pig toad?
Yep.
It's got my vote.
Fine.
A pig toad?
All right. Welcome to a dog pita.
A dog pita's pretty good. I do like a pig toad though.
A dip goat.
A dip,
Dip goat?
I've always liked a good dip goat.
A god pita. Yeah, okay. I keep going, but a god pit. That's our horror actual play. A god
pit.
I'll put that down before I read from that for the next hour.
It's fine. We could kill an hour. We could use that. I'm fine with it.
What'd you do for New Year's, Dave? Anything?
We all stayed up. It's not Henry's first time to stay up for New Year's, but about noon, New Year's Eve, I was like, Hey, do you know? Oh, to Henry. I was like, do you, not to Nikki, to both of them. Do you guys know what today is?
What?
It's New Year's Eve. Do you remember what that is? So yeah, he didn't know. And I was like, oh man, I feel bad for like not hyping this up. But then again, it is nice when you go to bed at a reasonable time. So I was like, are you going to stay up? And he's like, yeah, I'll stay up. And then inevitably gets like super cranky like 9:30. And it's like, we were playing board games and he wanted to play Uno because he got like Minecraft Uno for Christmas. And man, Uno is a rough game. Like Uno, like we had to like, Nikki like broke it down to him when the first time we played Uno, where she was like, Uno is a card game that is designed to create conflict. Because it is. I mean, it's just constantly like, well, I got to play a yellow and all I have is a skip turn or a draw, you know, so it's like, I got to play this card. Sorry. And then, you know, feelings, there might be retaliation, feelings might get hurt, that kind of deal.
About to win. Draw four, draw four, draw four.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even like when we were playing, I didn't get mad, but I mean, I got irritated because it's like, I mean, I had one card, right? And I know you got to say Uno. You got to say Uno and you got one card.
To say Uno.
I know
it's a rule.
I know it. But before I said Uno, for whatever reason, my brain was like, you got to explain something to Henry. Because like something had just happened. It's like I'm in the middle of explaining it. Nikki's like, Uno. And it's like, come on, man. Give me like a minute.
It's still my turn. I have to say it before my turn ends.
So, yeah. So that didn't last long. That game didn't even end. And it also didn't help that like, you know, an Uno deck's like that's like a big deck of cards, right? It's not like a standard, 52?
Yeah, 52.
So like, you know, Henry wanted to play, and so he shuffled the cards, and it was like a brand new deck. So I mean, it was like he shuffled the cards. We'll just put a little emphasis on that. And essentially we all wound up with like, I have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue. And so yeah. So that's what we did. And then like, so Uno ended disastrously. It was fine. But we all decided, maybe not Uno. And then he had never played Scrabble before. And quickly we started playing Scrabble, and quickly I was transported to me at his age playing Scrabble with my parents, where it's like, man, this kind of sucks because they know words.
They know a lot more words.
And he like, it was great because like, you know, you pick random tiles to see who goes first. And he went first. And I love my son. He's smart, but he's also just freshly turned 8. So it's really hard to start a game where like the first word on the board is sad, you know, where it's like you're working with 3 letters. It's like, you don't want to say anything. Like, come up with something better. So we're all just kind of like crowded around trying to work this.
I'm going to turn this into Crusader.
And you see, son, when you play all 7 of your tiles, you get bonus points. That didn't happen, for the record. That's rare.
We had a similar, since Christmas, we've had a very similar situation in our house.
Really? With the Uno?
With a board game, only a popular video game-based board game known as Mario Party All-Stars for the Switch. Cohen got this for Christmas.
Man,
Uno Nintendo, as it's otherwise called.
Uno Nintendo is
I've heard complaints
accurate description
about the Switch version of Mario Party. We
didn't have any
Okay,
trouble.
all right.
Other than the fact that it was a very similar situation. Gage he learned from the best. His mother. We have never, ever given our kids a break when it comes to playing games against them. Win or lose, it's up
Sparta.
to you. Yeah. This is fucking Sparta. And
Sink or swim.
Sink or swim, baby. We played a few games of Mario Party over the course of the week. 'Cause, you know, one game usually takes like 45 minutes. Cohen was not doing well in the sense that he could not, like, he wanted everyone else to be ruthless to each other.
but not him.
But not
right,
to him.
Of course, sure.
And so there's points in the game where you have to like, where you'll like land on a space and there's a boo, and the boo will
Stealing
say
those goddamn
it will
stars.
steal your stars or your coins. If you have enough money, you can pay the boo to steal. You got the object of the game is to collect stars. The more whoever has the most stars after the game is over wins.
Board game
And-
style.
Board game style.
You go around the board, yeah.
You go around the board and you stop and you do mini games after every turn. Like everybody has a turn, then you play a mini game. You earn coins, you earn this, blah 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 blah. Right. So anyway, you stop by a boo, and the boo will either say I can steal coins from someone, or I can steal a star from someone. Who do you want that to be? Well, Gage played the game like you're supposed to. Pick the person with the most coins,
sure.
took their money. Or if it was advantageous to take all of Cohen's coins because he was about to land on a star space and keep him from buying a star, that's what he would do. The other thing you can do is hit random. And that's what I would always do, just as a way of not, seeding the match, but
That's a good new option.
being fair and not picking on someone. And it almost always hit Cohen when it would happen, and he would get upset, and then then he would be too loud, and he would be rolling around on the floor and losing interest or whatever. And it was one of those things, and he ended up winning the first game, and of course it was just let's go, trash talk, just everything else. But boy, when things didn't go his way, it was poor me, and he got real quiet and was mopey and looked like he was about to start crying. And I finally had to set him down. Be like, boy, I will not play games with you if you're going to be this way.
Yeah, sure.
Two other people lost. You don't see them over there fucking getting mad about it. It's a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know the spiel. I gave him the speech.
I gave Henry that spiel when he was probably Cohen's age.
Yeah, and it's like, he'll get that. My youngest son, Miles, was a stupidly sore loser. I mean, he would get fucking pissed when he lost. And this is at age 6 and age 5, little kid.
Yeah.
Ooh, he hated to fucking lose. And we eventually had to stop playing games with him because he wouldn't win every time and he couldn't handle it. He's better now, I'm sure. But he's also, the games he plays, he's an expert at, so he can beat everybody because he just has a winning attitude. He likes that. But so, yeah, I was feeling your pain when you were talking about Uno, because this exactly the thing that Mario Party is. It is a game designed to make people mad at everybody else.
It's interesting you bring up Mario Party, because I've been thinking about getting it, because we've been playing board games a lot recently. I say a lot, but like every week we'll play something. It seems like, at least. And then so Henry's been talking to me about Mario Party. Like today at dinner, he was talking to me about Mario Party, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember you and Mom were watching that Mario Party video. And I didn't say this, but I've been thinking about picking up Mario Party.
Right, well, can I give you
please.
a little advice?
Yeah, of course.
Pick it up.
Okay.
Get it.
Okay.
Because despite being we're dealing with a new gamer. We're dealing with a new board gamer, and we're getting into more than just fucking shoots and ladders and Candyland.
Right.
Things that require thought and strategy.
Yeah.
So that it puts a little bit of a patina on the experience, right? But at the end of the day, the game is actually fun. It's
Cool.
a fun game. It's worth having in your library to just pick up and play from time to time, like you would any board game. And it's super well designed by Nintendo. I liked it. I've never played one before because it just never came up. But it's a fun game. I recommend. One of the times we played, it was just me, Gage, and Cohen, and we had to have a fourth. You have to have 4 players, so you set the CPU to be the 4th player.
Sure.
And I made the mistake of setting that CPU to normal skill level instead of easy. The system knows how to fucking play, and it will take and take and take from you until you are dead. So play the CPU on easy if you must include one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
One of the cool things though about having the CPU is we could just pick on the CPU and nobody got their feelings hurt. So that was always a nice option. But yeah, I would recommend picking it up.
All right, yeah, thanks. That's serendipitous that this came up.
Some other things that I would recommend if you will mind, if you don't mind, if you will indulge me.
Indulge.
Taking a trip to Ian's horror hole.
Just the TV hole.
Okay.
Or media hole.
The hole adjacent.
His God pit.
The God Pit. The God Pit, title of the show. Watch some stuff. I watched the entirety of Golden Boy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I had it finished by the end of the day after we recorded, because I fucking loved it.
It's fucking great.
It was awesome. I was laughing. I don't know if you listened to the transition I put in between the segments of last week's show.
Yeah.
It was the
How do you like my swimming?
How do you like my swimming? It was that whole him choking in the pool scene. It goes on for like 45 seconds. And then he finally makes his way to the edge of the pool and turns around and gets all, how do you like my swimming?
Oh, the first time watching Dave's copy with Jacob, and the first time we saw
that was the funniest fucking moment of that show. In a sea of funny moments.
Yeah, it's
really
a shining gem, though.
I laughed, and you weren't kidding. The guy that fucking voices Kintaro is a genius. That dude is hilarious. I love his voice. I love the way he emotes. I love everything about it. But I also love, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched Golden Boy, but now that I've seen it, I was just blown away how they tie it all together.
Yep.
And it was really, it was sweet. I loved the thing where he would, the whole theme of the show being that these people just see this guy as an idiot and take him for granted. And it turns out he's actually really smart, you know, and he does his thing and he's helpful and he's friendly and he's honest and he's decent. I mean, that is just it. And then on top of that being so fucking funny, it was perfect. And I really, the DVD you gave me, the thing means even more to me now that I've seen the whole show, because I love having that little piece of that in my life, you know.
I only wish it was on Blu-ray.
I do too. I mean, it's definitely up there with some of my favorite anime.
Yeah,
and
good.
It was awesome. I appreciate you guys once again for introducing me to that. And speaking of anime, I have fallen into the pit of addiction known as My Hero Academia.
Oh boy,
I'm in it.
People love that show.
I'm in it.
Paul Korn espouses it.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's a little repetitive. Again, I think anime suffers from the.
It's just the shonen.
It's just the way that it works, where they keep reminding you. They don't give the audience enough credit. They keep reminding you of the struggle that the main character goes through. Every episode, he has the same five
I quit
flashbacks.
watching Fairy Tail for that reason. Like, it was too much in that one.
If you can get past that, I really dig the story. I dig the characters. I love. It's kind of an X-Men only anime kind of thing. It's funny. It's tasteful. It's a good show. I really dig it. I've been seeing stuff about it everywhere. It's all over the fucking.
It's on
place.
Fortnite.
It's hugely popular.
I know. I think that's like one of the season thing. It might be over now. I don't know. But the last time Henry and I played, they were selling, I think, like 5 different
some skins,
character skins from
Gotcha. Well,
My
they
Hero
had
Academia.
Crunchyroll has been just essentially begging me to watch My Hero Academia because of the other stuff I've been watching, and I was like, fuck, I'd caught up on Chainsaw Man and Spy Family and all this stuff, and. So I started watching it, and I was like, fuck, okay, this is actually decent. So I recommend it. Check it out. Good show.
That Trigun Stampede comes out. First episode comes out Saturday. I'm
Oh.
excited for that.
Okay.
I remember watching Trigun like in the summer between high school and college. And so like like a sneak peek like dropped today. This is all old news for when this episode publishes, but if you're listening to this the day it published, Trigun Stampede came out last Saturday.
Right.
And you
Time
probably
travel.
forgot. Go do it.
Right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like the sneak peek dropped on the Crunchyroll YouTube channel, and it looks good, man.
Okay.
It looks really good. It looks I like the original Trigun.
I don't know that.
It's if you ever want to, I don't know if it's surely it's streaming somewhere. It's good. It's a good anime series.
It might even be on YouTube just to watch. Would surprise me.
I don't know, man. I think that's
I think it's
someone's
a little too guarded.
Yeah, I
What's
think
the-
someone wants to make money off of that one.
I mean, what's the gist of it, though? What's the...
It's post-apocalyptic Wild West,
Oh, okay.
and
I was a huge fan of... what was the...
Firefly.
Firefly.
Yeah, it's not quite
Right, I know,
yeah,
but
it's not. Yeah,
I'm just saying that that piqued my interest because of the concept.
Yeah.
Trigun is streaming on Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV.
well, there you go, Hulu.
I have all of those
Hey!
things. I'll watch it on something.
Check it out. It's I will say this about Trigun, and I think it's really important to. I don't know. Maybe it's not important to say, but I'll say it. I usually don't like it when I get this advice. Trigun has a tonal shift in it at some point.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And that's in my opinion, that's one of the coolest things about that show is that tonal shift. Yeah, it's like post-apocalyptic Wild West. There's this guy named Vash who he wears like he's 90s style red trench coat, circle glasses.
So is that show from then? Is that how old it is? I mean, when did it come out?
Probably late 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, 99 would be my
Like
guess.
around Cowboy Bebop time?
Yes.
He's
Okay.
Skinny Gun Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah, he got big, like, skinny Johnny Bravo vibes going. That's very true.
Okay.
It's a good one. So yeah, they're remaking it / rebooting it. I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like some people are saying it's a prequel. Some people are saying it's a remake. So some people are calling it a remix. So I don't know really what to expect, but the sneak peek that I saw, man, the animation looked really good. And it's like, I feel like they've done a really good job of like taking the character who, like, if you look at Vash the Stampede, you're going to be like, holy fuck, that is a 90s ass anime character. They've done a really good job of taking that character and adapting that character to look like a modern day anime character design.
Okay.
But still maintain like the
Sort of je ne sais quoi of the original.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. So yeah.
All right.
Anyway, sorry, I butted in with that.
No, that's fine. I only had the one more thing to mention, which was a movie we watched recently, or actually we watched it yesterday. It's called The Menu. It's The Menu.
I wanted to see that.
Tyler, I think you dig it the most.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk much about it because I don't want to give anything away inadvertently, but I will say that the setting is in a restaurant that is an exclusive thing where these rich people will go and have this extremely, exquisite and delicate menu prepared by this world-class chef, and it's about all I'm going to give you.
Things go
because
horror.
things go wrong. This one does belong in the horror hole, and it's good because they really, really do a great job of putting the spotlight on super pretentious foodies. The few things in the world infuriate me to
I get
to
it.
the extent of super pretentious foodies, and they take it like to the extreme here.
Yeah.
And it's like I told them as soon as it started. I mean, 5 minutes after the movie started, I made the comment to Gage and Tanya and said, this movie was made for people who would love nothing more than to watch a bunch of super pretentious foodies get murdered. So check it out. Ray Fiennes is the main character. He's the chef.
Lord Voldemort, yep.
Lord Voldemort. Don't say that. And it's just a good movie. So give it a watch. It's out there. No, actually, I think it's on HBO Max. No, it wasn't. And we were going to watch it before, but now it's out on HBO Max. So, yeah, you can check it out.
Sounds good.
Those are my recommendations for shit I watched.
Yeah. Glad I got one finger in your whore hole, at least.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. You can put as many in there as you like. I'll try anything. I'll try anything once.
It's adventurous.
What about you? Anything else going on with you, Dave?
I caught up Chainsaw Man. Finally, it was one of those where it's like, damn it, I couldn't watch the season finale like the day that it dropped, and it's a good series.
It is a great series.
Can't wait for more.
I wish you had gotten the email. Dave and I were talking about this. After I finished Chainsaw Man, I got an email from Crunchyroll saying that I had earned an achievement and for finishing the series, for finishing the season. And so they sent me the links to some mobile and desktop wallpaper.
That's cool.
One was a picture. It just says, "This certificate hereby states that blank has earned the right to be adopted by Pachita," which is the pet at the beginning of the show. And then the other one was to adopt Pachita, and then the other one was, this certificate, it says this person is entitled to be adopted by what's her name? Makima, the woman that takes Denji in.
The Dom.
Yeah, the Dom, the definite 100% Dom of the show, who is just an unbelievably gifted individual. I don't want to say anything more because I want anybody that hasn't seen the show, I really want them to see it for themselves.
I think I'm going to start reading the manga because I've got that set.
You go. I got you the set.
And it's kind of one of those where it's like, well, I'm out of anime to watch.
How far forward does that? Because I got you the first four. There's four more that was in another set, just like it.
Oh, okay.
There's a total of 8.
That's good to know.
That I know of.
That exists.
But how far? For those that don't know, I got Dave.
Right. That didn't happen on the mic, so I forgot.
We did this off mics. For Christmas, I got Dave the Chainsaw Man 1 through 4 manga. Excuse me.
It's manga. Thank you.
Which I mean, I already had, but you know.
Mine was still wrapped in cellophane, so this is perfect.
I got a reading copy
and a keeping
copy.
But anyway, I gave that to Dave for Christmas, and I'm just curious have you thumbed through to see how far forward the manga goes relative to the first season of the show?
Nope, I haven't. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know yet, and I've been on the fence because I've been enjoying the anime so much.
It's good.
Where it's like I do want to read this manga, but I kind of want to. So I kind of want to read only to the point where the anime is, but I know I'm not going to stop there. It's just going to be like, well, I just read all of it. Let's just buy all of it and read all of it. But because because Nikki and I watch it together, and I like being surprised together. That's really nice when like something happens. I don't want to be. But I guess if I read it, I can be like, I know it's coming up, and I can like watch for her reaction. That could be fun too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
on the fence.
There were 8. There were 2 sets of 4 at Books A Million. So
that's good to know.
You could probably go pick up the 5, 6, 7, 8 out there and complete the set. I don't know how many.
I probably will, regardless.
I mean, just to have the set, I would.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many. I don't know if that's all of what's been published, or if there's just like because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they have the manga out there. Excuse me, out there as well, and the books are black. They're like these hardbound black books. It's like a whole shelf. They're like, because I mean, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been around for a minute. There's like 8 seasons of the show, each with like 20-something episodes. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot.
But I didn't know if maybe Chainsaw Man had like, 30 books.
I'll find out. I don't know yet. but I'll find out. I'll look into it because I do want to. Now that it's done, and I've kind of got this. I'm in this scenario now where it's like, because we're caught up with Spy Family now as well. So it's like, okay, well, we don't have Chainsaw Man to watch or Spy Family to watch anymore, and then I found out today that there's another show we watch, another anime we watch, Urusei Yatsura, that like kind of wrapped up, and it's like, oh crap, like are we like what's? And then today I saw, oh okay, they're not skipping a beat. Like the next season is starting up like today. Cool. So that's nice. We've got that, and then it's like, okay, all right, and then we got Trigun, Stampede. Okay, all right, we can fill it. We can pads. We can get some stuff in here. So
My Hero Academia could fill some time for you if you guys wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it would be.
I tried it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about people love it, and I wish I loved it too because so many people love it. There was something about it felt. This is gonna sound really weird, man, but it felt like almost too American. And
I could see how that would be the case.
I'm not saying there's a problem with that, but when I watch anime, I don't know. It felt very comic booky, you know, and
I think that's on purpose.
I think you're right,
Yeah.
and I just think that flavor is not for me.
My thing about it that I've really enjoyed has been the different superpowers that they came up with for all these kids in this school.
Maybe I needed to stick with it a little bit longer.
It was neat when you see all these different kids and their superpowers, and then some of the battles they do and the things like that, and kind of the creative ways they end up having to use their powers because they're learning. They're going to school to learn how to be heroes. It's just been neat.
It's a school for the gifted.
Yeah, exactly. And that part's been really neat for me. I just like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but I do understand where you're coming from because it's not very entrenched in Japanese culture. You don't get that.
And I feel like maybe I misspoke because I'm sitting here thinking it's like there's plenty of stuff that I've watched. It's like, you know, takes place in fantasy worlds and stuff,
Sure.
and isn't very, you know, entrenched with like Japanese culture.
Sure.
But there was something about My Hero that felt very like it felt weird to me. It just felt Western, and it's like
I don't know why, but I know what you mean, but for whatever, maybe I'm easy, you know. I like to, Paul said, I like to like things.
Yeah, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that's the case here because
Sure.
like people love this show.
It's a big
people
fucking
love
deal.
it. Is a huge deal.
I kept seeing it like
It's in Fortnite.
It's 20% of
Right.
what is in Hot Topics. So.
yeah,
is that
exactly.
right?
Well, I would go by
Yeah.
Hot Topic and browse around, and there'd be, you know, just fucking shelves of My Hero Academia
My
stuff. And
Hero,
I'm like,
Tokyo
what
Ghoul.
the fuck?
Which I haven't
Naruto
watched Tokyo Ghoul.
Monster Hunter.
I watched the first season.
I've heard it's good.
I really liked it.
Yeah. And then Mob Psycho, that's another one that's big, but I haven't watched any
I
of
haven't seen
that.
either.
There's like a Monster Hunter is one, I think. Monster Hunter X or something like that. I don't know.
I
if
don't
I'm
know.
saying that
I
right.
haven't seen that.
I've seen a lot of, it was something like that. I've seen a lot of like merch for.
Yeah.
But that one I never understood I didn't even know what My Hero Academia was about. And I finally looked it up and it appealed to me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, well, it's kind of a superhero-y kind of neat thing. I'll try it. So
Maybe it's more that I like. I mean, we have like really when I think about it, it's like we kind of have two flavors that we watch, and that's romance and horror.
horror, I was going to say, it sounds like it.
It's like, I mean, there's some stuff in between there, like Spy Family's comedy.
But I think that
There's
that
romance
falls in the
that.
romance
It does.
category for me.
I get that.
because
I do.
It's very a will they, won't they kind of thing, which is a
Absolutely.
super common
Yeah.
trope for sitcoms,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Cheers, and there was a show called Moonlighting with Bruce
Oh, yeah.
Willis.
The
and
Slam the
Sybil
Doors.
Shepherd. Yeah.
Friends,
Friends.
Yeah.
You know, the will they, won't they is
Yeah.
definitely
Stacey.
there in Spy Family.
Wings.
Every single one of them.
Tailspin.
God damn it, you're right.
Rescue
Rebecca
Rangers.
Blue, they got to work it
I
out.
know.
She almost married that ghost, and Blue stopped it.
Right?
God, I couldn't have said ghost much more country than I did right then.
Ghost.
Blue got that ghost. He ain't gonna let Rebecca marry that ghost.
Hell, he's going to get all the fixins.
Kid goes right through him. It's a ghost.
I've also been playing a game called Ollie World, which is like it's a skateboarding game. I don't play a lot of skateboarding games. Like I like Tony Hawk, like Pro Skater 2, but like that's been a while. So I checked it out because it's been on my wish list for like a really long time, or my is there any deal list or whatever. And Steam has a winter sale, and it seemed like it would be a good Steam Deck game. And Griffin McElroy of the McElroys fame I remember him going to bat for this game like over and over again. He had mentioned it, so it really stuck with me. When I saw it on sale, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. It's good. It's a skateboarding game that is more about. It feels more like a platformer or like a runner than it does like a trick game. Like Tony Hawk to me feels like a trick game where it's like you got
you got to pull off tricks
as many as you possibly as you can. And this game has that too, but you always have to be. You're always moving towards the end goal.
Right.
So
it's kind of a supplement to a larger end game.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like it's in this real like the art style is real neat. It kind of gives off this like Donut County meets like Adventure Time kind of like vibe, and the lore in the game is really funny and cute and whimsical kind of deal where it's like you can tell they put thought into it. It's clever. They put thought into it, but they're not taking it too seriously. And it's like the concept is the narrative concept is that the skate wizard is retiring and she's looking for a replacement, and it's like so it kind of goes into all this like real like tongue-in-cheek like transcendental kind of like stuff, and it's cool. It's a cool game.
For what system? PC? Oh,
PC,
you said Steam.
And I think it's on Switch as well. I'm not sure what else, because I know it's on Switch because I thought of my sister when I was playing it, and I was like, oh, is this on the Switch? Because I know she's got a Switch, and so I know it's on Switch and Steam. It might be on others. I don't know.
I told a story on Facebook and the Discord, but I also want to mention it here. So over the Christmas break, Jack had his Christmas party at daycare. So Melissa and I were off, so we went and we're sitting there, at the little tiny table in our little tiny chairs, with snacks and stuff.
Yes.
And I noticed there's a new kid in there that I've never seen before, and they're feeding the little boy, and all of a sudden the mom's clearly. Woman walks in. It's the kid's mom. She goes over and she's helping feed. She turns around to me and goes, "Oh, hey, Tyler." Recognize who she is, and I go, "Oh, yeah, hey." Melissa kind of raises an eyebrow at me, and the mom keeps talking to me, talking to the staff, and name dropping like people that like we know. But eventually, everyone finishes up. We have to go. We get Jack ready. We leave. We get in the car, and Melissa's just like, what was that about? I just stare at her. It's like, who was that? I just stare at her a little bit longer. Church basement. She just, Are you serious? Yeah, that was her.
So why was she dry heaving?
She saw her.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't know.
We met her, and then all the memories were jogged, and she put the two and two together.
Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, now I'm curious. I'll ask these questions off mic because I don't want to dox you, but I'm like, where does Jack go to daycare and all those kind of questions?
Right.
Yep. Well, we want to take a break and then hit this Vortex.
Yeah, we could do
talk.
That. Do we want to do a draft?
Oh, yeah, draft. Forgot about
we don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I'm down. I just forgot.
I like doing them.
I'm always down for a draft. Here, pass these
I think they're a lot of fun. I usually look forward to them.
No, I like it too.
I always look forward to them.
What are we going to do?
Drafts?
Draft.
Top 5 drafts.
Draft.
Giraffes?
I thought you said giraffe.
I thought you said
drafts.
I did say drafts.
Oh, okay.
Drafts. Drafts. Giraffes. I'd be hard pressed to come up with. Okay, so there's No, Fruit Stripes is zebra. Fuck, there's Jeffrey from Toys R Us.
That's it.
Yeah, we're out of giraffes.
The only giraffe mascot that I know of. I'm sure a lot of stuff in maybe Africa has giraffes on it.
Maybe.
Because they're kind of a more common thing to see out that way. But,
China, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, believe
A lot
it or
of
not.
giraffes in China?
Yeah.
Wow.
We discussed fruits at one point. I don't think we ever did the fruit draft.
Oh, we didn't do we haven't done a fruit draft? You're right. We did discuss. Let's do fruits.
Fruit root?
Fruit.
I'm good with fruit.
Okay. Let's see. Let me grab my D4.
So you're going to roll it to see who picks pineapple first.
Yep. You're goddamn right. As I drink my pineapple drink over here. All right. Dave 1, Ian 2, me 3. It's the end of the podcast number.
It's a 4?
It's a 4.
All right, if you roll 4 again, then we'll just re-roll it.
1.
Hey, pineapple.
Damn it.
Number 1, pineapple. Man, I love pineapple. Pineapple's the breast fruit. It looks like breasts, scaly breasts.
Love lizard tits.
Man, write that on my tombstone. Loved lizard tits. Dave Moore,
Lizard
1981.
tits.
2023. Love liver tits. Yeah, pineapple's great.
Yep.
Tasty. Allegedly makes your sperm taste good.
Allegedly. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Jury's out on that. I mean,
I don't have enough of a control group to really.
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's always kind of like.
I'm eating beef jerky for all this week. You swallow the next week, it's all pineapple. We're just going to see. No one's been down for that.
Nothing but chicken soup and Go-Gurt.
Ian?
I like a good old Honeycrisp apple.
Honeycrisp apple. I'm with you. That's the only apple that I like, that I can eat raw and like it. Otherwise,
everything else is
not
too
an
extreme one way or the other. You know, I do like Granny Smith, but I'm not always able to eat them because they're so crunchy and sour. And then the yellow and red one, the red ones just taste like
Red Delicious,
shit.
the ones for horses.
Yeah,
Only for horses.
they're horrible.
Yeah,
and
I
then
fucking
the
hate
yellow
Red
ones and
Delicious
stuff
apples.
are too soft. But the Honeycrisp gets that exact right.
And you pay for it. You fucking
You definitely
pay for
do. A bag, like a 3-pound bag of them at Walmart, is like $7.
Way more expensive than any other kind of apple.
Like
And that's because they
Fuji
know
apple?
everybody loves them.
Fuji's like, I think, my second best in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the next one down for me as well. And then you've got like Pink Ladies and Galas, but they start to get harder and crunchier. And then
the Red Delicious is like full on mealy.
it is. It's just gritty.
God, I hate a Red Delicious apple.
They're awful.
That's all I used to eat as a kid.
Me too.
That's all we ever had in the house.
That's all. When I had a different one, I was like, oh wow, all the other apples I've ever had are garbage.
Those are good for baking.
and horses,
And horses. You can bake with Red Delicious apples, and they work in pies and
but not raw.
things, but don't eat them just off the tree. They're not good.
I wouldn't dare.
Oof.
Well, after pineapple, my second favorite fruit is the blood orange.
Damn it. Yeah, that was going to be my second pick.
Love blood orange juice.
Yeah, blood orange is
Just
good.
raw blood orange, like reduce it down to a sauce, like fucking. Oh God, love a blood orange. And Dexter, whenever he's, that's what he's got for breakfast in every intro of Dexter. It's perfect. Love it.
Are you watching the new Dexter?
I watched the new season.
Do they? What do they do for the intro? Do they use the old intro, or do they remake the old intro, or? Because that intro was like so good.
The intro is different. They pay homage to it a few different times in the series when he's making breakfast.
Gotcha.
But it's a different intro.
Okay.
I haven't
And of course,
watched
it's
that yet.
it's one season. It's standalone and
Oh, that's it. They're
done.
one and done. on
one
that.
and done, and it's perfect.
Cool. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I absolutely fucking love
We
it. Where
still
they
have to
fucked
watch
up
it.
the ending,
Yeah.
They fixed it.
Do you
They fixed
have
it.
to like have watched all of Dexter to appreciate this new Dexter?
Melissa has only seen up to Trinity.
Okay, because
And then she watched this one. It was totally fine.
cool. That's good to hear.
That's where everybody stops.
I stopped the season after.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, right. yeah.
The season after Trinity, no
Yeah.
one counts that.
Yeah, we finished that one, but then it was like,
It's only important
Same.
that you've seen Trinity. That's
Okay.
that's the only really
Okay.
important.
All right.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
okay. Yeah, they threw some things in there that were just like,
Because it's I mean it is 10 years later.
okay,
So
okay, that's neat. All right. So Blood Orange.
You're up.
It's me,
Yep.
man. Man, I mean, I gotta have an orange on there. I gotta have some kind of orange representation on mine. I like a clementine.
It's good.
I like a clementine. We keep those in the house from time to time. More often than not, we have those. That's the orange that we do keep in the house. That's not to say that it's the best orange, but it's definitely the easiest orange. You peel that real quick. Pop. I mean, it's real nice and easy. No, you could eat that in a car. Clementine.
Yep.
So,
with you.
question: does it count if you like a fruit, but only if it's in juice form,
Sure.
I'd say so.
or does it? Or are we gonna like at some point rate juices?
Oh, we might, but then you could probably
I could
reuse
just
it.
Use it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of the I don't like fruit much unless it's in juice form.
Okay. Well, I think as long as
That's
it's
fair.
not a blend,
Yeah, no.
you're gonna be okay. Because then I feel like then it's like, whoa.
They were
You
ranking
can't
smoothies.
Yeah, yeah, and you can't do 3 fruits in one.
Well, okay, and also my second. Were you done?
yeah,
You said
clementine.
My second one is the cranberry,
Oh,
but
okay.
I only like it in juice form
It's a delicacy.
and dried form.
It is a delicacy. Goddamn right it is. You like it in jelly form?
I don't know that I've ever had it in like cranberry sauce.
Uh-huh.
I do like it in jelly form.
There you go.
But cranberries in and of themselves are generally best when turned into some form other than their
Because
natural
they're bitter.
form.
Yeah,
They're bitter and hard to chew and very bad.
best
but-
cranberry sauce I've ever had. Kanaha makes the best cranberry sauce.
Nice,
And she
okay.
sent me a jar.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd forgotten all about that.
Fuck, I just
You're
eat
right.
it with a spoon. It's so fucking good.
Speaking
forgot all
of
about that.
Kana, I got the package you sent me like 2-3 weeks ago. I just forgot to tell you. So in case I forget between now and the time you hear this, I got your stuff. Thank you.
My next one would be the Meyer lemon.
What is a Meyer lemon?
It is.
And how do we protect them from these lemon thieving whores?
It is a slightly sweeter, naturally sweeter
Okay.
lemon.
Cool.
It has a few more applications. So I'm looking at lemon as in like I'm not eating raw lemons, but
Right.
lemon, I like it for all of its purposes.
Okay.
Being lemonade, cake, glaze, fillings.
Yeah.
Lemon,
Much like-
lemon and squeeze into food over fish.
Much
over,
like with the
yeah.
cranberry,
Okay.
it's better in another form.
Better is something else, yeah. But I remember Wiley and Laura back in DC, because they live in Florida, they brought back a fuck ton of Meyer lemons and gave me. And, I would eat them. I made some lemonade, and then they were about to go bad. I was like, shit, what am I going to do with all these lemons? They brought me all these lemons. So I made an unbelievable amount of Meyer lemon pound cake. Like I had
Sounds good.
every bowl I owned full of mix, and I had like a drill attachment, like I made like 20 fucking goddamn Meyer lemon pound cakes.
Doing it in a
and
Home
took
Depot
them to
bucket.
everybody. Yeah, I was. So,
Nice.
because that was, and then because we all lived like in apartment complexes, so I just put them all in a bag and went door to door, like, hey, here's a pound cake. Had a bunch of lemons. Thanks.
That's awesome.
But yeah, after that, I got a deep appreciation for Meyer lemons.
Is it me again?
It's you again.
I have to go with some kind of cherry.
Mine.
I do like cherries. Yeah, do you have one to offer?
Not anymore.
Let's say I'm gonna be like, I'm sure all your cherries have been given up, right? I mean, there's not one left.
There's one. Just one.
I guess we'll just have to figure it out. Trial and error. But it's kind. I guess
My favorite cartoon character is Peggy Hill.
You got the little sword. I know that one's up.
It's been prodded. It's been bruised, but it's not broken.
I was about to ask, like, what qualifies? What qualifies? Does blood have to come out of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, gotcha. So, I'm having a hard time with what cherry to go with. But I think I will go with the black cherry.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I like the black cherry. I mean, what's the bright red one? Maraschino? Maraschino, that's it. Maraschino. That's like good, but like only on a Sunday.
Very limited.
It's like, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
That
Oh
it's,
God, don't eat them.
When you got some,
Just
when you got
put them
some,
on things, and
Right.
eat them.
they're good
Right.
in a Sonic shake or
Right.
a Sonic drink.
Yeah, exactly.
in a
Right.
slush.
but a black
limeade or
cherry,
something.
like I can eat black cherries. I can sit and eat black cherries.
That's my favorite Kool-Aid.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, black cherry Kool-Aid. I haven't thought about Kool-Aid in a minute.
Ian.
Green grapes.
Yeah, that's been my pre-diabetic sweet has been green grapes out of the fridge.
Freeze them.
It's what I hear.
Yep. Frozen, they're great little frozen snackies, little frozen treats. They don't get like super hard like ice. But they have like a nice kind of firm slushiness to them.
Okay.
Really good treat. But I'll just eat them. I'll eat them.
I saw that those
Off of the-
tossed in
off of the
Kool-Aid
stem.
or Jello powder is also really, really good.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Vodka?
Yeah.
Always had grapes in my house growing up. We always had a
we did
bunch
too.
of grapes. And I remember, I think I've mentioned before that when on the ultra rare occasion that I would go to the grocery store with my father growing up. It was always me and mom, right? But once in a blue moon, Dad would come to the grocery with us. And almost every time he would eat something right off the shelf. He would pay for it.
Yeah.
But he would pay, he would show the packaging to the cashier, but he would always get something off the shelf and eat it. And more often than not, it was grapes.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
they sell
yeah.
grapes by the pound. So I don't know how he did what he did about, squaring up with the store on. I think maybe that one slid
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
But I always remember
He got a nickel discount.
he also probably got some form of food poisoning or germs
Not washing
from
them?
not
Yeah.
washing them first. But
You wash fruit, you don't wash vegetables, right? I don't know.
wash all of it. But anyway, yeah, grapes, green grapes.
You what? You wash all of it?
I wash all the fruit and
What?
the veggies. I wash my ramen before I eat it. No, I don't know.
It kind of washes itself
Kinda
a little.
boils,
a little.
boils
Get
right?
all
that
them
water hot
germs
enough.
right out.
Yeah.
Spiders just run away.
Yeah. You can still taste the eggs, though.
They're hard boiled at that point.
Well, I'm not eating ramen anymore. That's a terrible image. What is wrong with you people?
You know us.
I thought I knew you.
Now you know us even
I
better.
know you even better. It's
This
a
is-
special day.
Yeah. This is a place you
10
come.
years in 1
Yeah,
week.
This is a place you come when you want to like ruin things for yourself.
Awaken something new and learn.
Fair enough.
Here in the God Pit.
So for the
Here
same
in the
reason,
dog pit.
for the same reason I picked the Meyer lemon, I'm choosing the key lime.
Oh man, key lime.
Key lime.
Man, key lime.
The lime milkshake from Steak and Shake.
Yeah,
key
that's
lime
good.
Pie,
Key lime pie is so good.
So I learned
limes
something.
over Mexican food. Yeah,
I just learned that. See, I didn't realize that like key lime pie.
itty bitty.
I just didn't know that there was such a thing as a key lime. I thought maybe it was named because it was like invented in the Keys or something. So there is this thing known as a key lime.
It is a smaller, sort of stronger variety.
Is it not from the Keys? Because I've always assumed that as well.
That part I have no idea.
Okay.
I would assume.
That's what I
don't know.
But even as a kid, I thought it was key line. And I didn't know what a key line was.
I know I'm a human being that likes key lines.
I didn't like key lines because it's like, I don't know what that is. It could be anything. I know it's not a circle.
Dave, your go again.
Oh, it's my turn again. Can I go strawberry? It's fruit, right?
Strawberry.
I think technically it's not a fruit or something. It's not a berry either. It's something weird, right? Where it's like, because it has so many seeds, it qualifies as like some kind of like.
Yeah, but it's.
But it's a fruit, right? Yeah, I mean, you eat it in video games. It's a fucking fruit, right?
Yeah.
Strawberry. Love strawberries. I remember
Me too.
Strawberry, but you redder than a strawberry. that Scrubs line out of like all this, like that's the one that's just in my head always. It just it's in there always.
Ready to use.
Yeah. Not even by choice.
Right.
It just
happens.
There it is.
Mine is stop looking at me, Swan.
Stop looking at me, Schwan.
Ian, what about you?
I like bananas. I can't eat them because I'm allergic to them, but I love them. And I can eat things flavored with banana if they're cooked down, but raw bananas make my throat want to close up. So I have to be very careful. I can eat them.
Is it a natural defense kind of thing?
Yeah, it is.
Like a phallic shape is entering and your throat's like, nope.
Your Christian programming.
The less ripe the banana is, the worse it makes me want to choke to death.
Yeah.
It's a really, really bad itch, and I have to swallow so much and then I can't. It's gross.
Ooh.
But they don't make me like die, but they make me wish I was dead. So I have to be very careful that the banana isn't anywhere near on the green side. Mm-hmm. And then even if I eat one that is ripe or a little overripe, it still affects me. But if it's cooked into like banana bread, which is one of my favorites,
Banana bread's great.
with some pecans,
Some kind of starchiness or something that cooks off, and you're okay.
Yeah, it's the tannins in the fruit. They cook away, but the tannins are a lot higher volume-wise. They're a lot higher in underripe bananas. But I love them. Like I love putting them on my cereal and all that good stuff. So it's sad. But we'll buy bananas and then they'll just go to rot because I'm always like, I don't feel like having an itchy throat this morning.
Yeah, but that's good for banana bread. You know, not when
really
they're rotten,
ripe
but like when it's like when it's to the point where it's like I don't want.
They're on that precipice.
Yeah, I don't want to eat that banana because it's not going to be
not in that form. But if I put it into something else, I will eat it and it will be delicious.
Right? Yeah, it's like the Meyer lemon situation where it's like time to bake this.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and just eat a bunch of lemons raw.
Tyler.
I guess, bananas, like my whole family loves bananas, but I've never been, I will eat them medicinally, but I do not seek out bananas.
I have a question for you guys about bananas.
Bananas.
Bananas. Why does Donkey Kong like them so much?
I don't know.
But the real question is, I've been on websites, and in between the ads,
My dick look like banana.
My dick look like banana.
Who was phone?
I've been on websites and like they're showing me like weight loss ads and stuff, right? One I see constantly is like about bananas and like belly fat or something.
They have a really high sugar content. For a fruit, they have a very high
So
sugar
that's what's up?
Especially if they're like overripe. There's a point. There was this guide I saw where showed all the right time to eat a banana for nutritional value.
We live in a wonderful age.
And it was like right in the middle, obviously, is the best time. You get the best nutrients and the best flavor. But like once it's past a point, it's essentially really bad for you. Like it's pure sugar at that point.
It's there, yeah. Like on every diet resource I have, most all fruits are in the, eat what you want category, except bananas.
Really?
They're in the moderate,
Yeah.
eat with some caution just because the sugar content is
Interesting.
so high.
Not necessarily good for you.
I don't like a ripe banana. I like a green banana, or like it's got to have some green on it. If that motherfucker has a brown spot,
I want black spots.
no. If that motherfucker has a brown
Same.
spot, I don't like the taste.
I want Muppet Treasure Island on my bananas. I want the black spot.
Oh, wow, that was a good pull. Yeah, but man, banana was going to be, depending on the picks, that was an option for me on this draft, because even though I don't love bananas, they transport so well. Like a banana is like such a great breakfast food, because it's like I gotta go. I don't have time to make anything.
It's prepackaged.
Let me just peel this motherfucker as I'm
The
driving.
packaging is biodegradable.
Yeah.
Right.
You might slip on it.
might cause the O'Doyles to wreck their car.
That's right.
And
It's another Billy Madison.
I know, I'm like, what the fuck?
Packing
I don't
them
know why I'm back on Billy Madison.
in. Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules. But yeah, you're right. It is. It's a great packable, snackable.
It is.
My next one is it's pretty conditional because they have to be in season and very ripe. I don't have a whole lot of options with them. I have made a curry with them before that's pretty good, but watermelon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. Watermelon's great. What's the seasoning? Is it tahine? Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I think yeah.
But that's really good on watermelon. I love watermelon, yeah.
Because that
But
salt.
you're right, it is
or-
conditional. Salt's good on there too.
But yeah, if it's still like has white on it,
No, then that's not.
or like the out of season ones that are just
No.
kind of bland and
Yeah.
tough. Like,
no, if it has, it's got to be like a.
I want it to be most like it is turning into what like it is.
Right,
It
it's
is barely.
saturated.
It's already
yeah.
juice.
It's barely holding together.
Well,
It's
you
not
shake
water.
Yeah.
it enough and you've got a slush
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
You bite into it and the texture is like reminiscent of like a snow cone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like, okay, this is all just breaking apart.
A seedless watermelon is my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. You don't even have to think. Just eat it.
That is true.
Dave, last pick.
I'm going to go with my favorite apple, the Granny Smith apple.
It's a good choice.
Love the Granny Smith. Much prefer it over. I guess I don't know. I was about to say, I guess I don't like sweet fruits, but I also have strawberry on here. Pineapple's sweet.
Sweet and
They're all sweet.
Citrus,
but
yeah, citrus is a different beast altogether.
yeah. So yeah, Granny Smith.
Ian,
Another one for me that is preferred in a way other than its natural form, raspberry.
Ah.
Also probably not technically a fruit or whatever.
like dark chocolate and raspberry, or raspberry tea, or
Yes, and I will
raspberry
eat,
jam in a cake.
yeah, I will eat the occasional raspberry, but I do not like the texture of them.
Oh yeah,
Sure, yeah.
They're kind of gritty.
Yes.
And but the flavor of raspberry is like one of my favorite flavors. I just don't like the delivery system that nature has provided. So mash it up into a paste or jam, turn it into some sort of creamy filling for the inside of a dark chocolate Ghirardelli treat. And I'm in. I love raspberry flavor. Raspberries, like jellied raspberries, kind of like you do with strawberries, to pour over cheesecake. Excellent.
I'm with you.
Little drizzle.
Also, raspberry being the only fruit that I like with chocolate. I do not like the orange chocolate combo.
Oh, I love that.
I don't like that, and I don't like. But raspberry and chocolate works really well for me. So that's my final pick.
My last one's probably my most controversial one because I know it's not for everybody.
Steak.
I gotta go coconut.
I was curious if
love
coconut was going to
coconut,
come up. I'm glad that it did. I love coconut
I love
too.
it.
Coconut.
Super versatile. The water, the meat, yeah.
Talking to chocolate, I like coconut and chocolate.
Yep.
I like cherry.
I
and
love a
chocolate
mounds.
too.
I love almond joys.
Mounds and almond joy are my
Hell
some
yeah.
of my hell yeah. That's some of my favorite
Hell yeah.
candy bar. Right there, I love it. Our Flamingo Row, the restaurant here in Paducah that none of you have ever been to, probably. I'm referring to our listeners. They use coconut in their chicken strip batter.
Yeah, they do.
And it adds a nice chewy
Coconut shrimp?
texture. Oh, God. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's chicken tenders battered like coconut shrimp, basically. Super good.
Everything. I like Flamingo Row. I have 2 complaints about it. I'm going to tell them to you now. First complaint. If I eat in there, I cannot hear a fucking thing anyone's saying.
Nope.
Like, it's like you're eating in an aircraft hangar.
Yep.
I
It's a
miss
warehouse.
I miss the old restaurant.
I really miss the old restaurant.
Yeah.
This one is just like anytime we
Possible
go
to have a quiet conversation.
you can hear when I'm in there, I can hear a conversation at the bar
Yep.
that's 30 feet away, but cannot hear what my child is saying right next
It's
to
a
me.
Caribbean loud aircraft hangar. Yeah, it's weird.
It's the acoustics in that.
The ceilings
room are
didn't have
awful.
to be 40 feet. They
Eh,
didn't.
They're going for the yeah.
They wanted that open ceiling with, looks like we just set up shop in a warehouse,
Right.
An abandoned
And
warehouse.
it gets that feeling.
You get it.
They do
And
have
like
that.
the floors, like the concrete,
Kills the
where it's
ambiance.
like the polished.
Yeah, I
Makes
miss
you
I
just
miss
wanna
the
leave.
wood and low ceilings.
I do
stuff in
too.
The old one.
Yeah, it was nice and cozy.
Warm,
This
cozy.
is the farthest from
Oh,
that.
the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had their banana meatloaf? The Amazon meatloaf.
I didn't know that was a
No.
thing.
Yeah.
Is it good?
They've cut down on
No.
their menu.
No, I mean, because it sounds like it's not.
I don't like bananas though.
They've cut their
So,
menu.
What
down
about
a lot.
bananas?
Well, if it's with an oople,
Banunus. Kind of on the fence without Banunus too.
Man, you would go through all my honorable mentions.
I got ooples, Banunus,
apples and bananas.
apples and bananas,
I don't like apples.
apples and bananas with lots and lots of mayonnaise. But yeah, no, they've cut their menu down a lot.
Oh, have they?
Flamingo Row. There's
I haven't
some of
been
their old
probably a
favorites
year.
are gone.
Oh,
And
actually, I don't think I've been since before COVID.
yeah, it's fine. It's still good, but we ate there probably like last week, maybe. I think
Yeah.
I can't remember the week before. And I feel like the quality's just kind of gone down.
That's
and
a
they've
bummer
sort
to
of
hear.
eliminated some things from their menu, and it really started with COVID because
That makes
for the
sense.
yeah, it does. I mean, for the longest time, you couldn't get anything there because they weren't open,
Right.
But then the supply chain and all that kind of stuff kind of broke it. So it was a shame because it's a shame. I still like to eat there, but that was one of the few restaurants in town that I would try new stuff from their menu. I'm usually a guy that
And
orders the
nothing's
same
going to be
thing.
terrible.
Right.
no
It was
matter what
all
it is.
good one way or the other, and they were really accommodating. So if I needed them to leave something off for health reasons or, allergy reasons, they could. But now I just feel like their quality's kind of declined a little, and I don't think it's their fault.
Just what's available.
It's just what's out there. You
yeah.
know?
Second complaint about it is I feel like everything there is just a little sweet. And I don't know if that's
Oh, no,
I don't know if it's a Caribbean
absolutely.
thing
It's
The
or
bread the bread is all their bread is sweet.
but it's like even like the fries. It's like, and I know like McDonald's,
They put sugar on
like I know that they, at least I say I know that. In the 90s, I heard that they were putting sugar. I don't know how they do it, but like at Flamingo Row, like it's like these fries are sweet.
Yeah,
like
they are.
I can taste the sweetness.
Yeah. No, I
And
agree. I agree.
there's
with all
still
that.
it's still fine.
And all
It's
their
just
sauces
it gets to a
and-
point where it's like okay,
Why is everything sweet? Sugar cane.
it's Caribbean.
and I don't know. I've never had Caribbean food. so
Yes,
it's
you
like, I
have.
don't know.
Flamingo Row serves Caribbean style food.
Don't make me tap the side.
I had blueberries as an honorable mention. That was pretty close because I can eat a bucket of fucking ripe in season blueberries.
Prove it. I have a bucket
All right.
of blueberries right here.
It's not the season. I eat a bucket of blueberries and a bucket of bagel bites. Mostly bee foods.
Bagel bites are also not in season.
What is season? When you're 12.
You can pizza anytime.
1982.
Before they were $6 per $9 at the dollar store.
What?
They went way the fuck up last time I went. Cause like, oh, I'll get the kids these. They'll normally pizza rolls, bagel bites, or frozen pizza on rotation. And then when I went to grab them, I was like, oh, that is gone way up.
Fucking
$6.
Oh, it was. That might be embellishing, but I remember I stopped because I was shocked.
But
how
it was
much the
it was
price went
enough
up,
where
I did not buy
Yikes.
them.
well,
Yeah.
shit
It
at
was sticker
Walmart.
shock from bagel bites.
Yeah,
That's fucking
it's
weird.
something.
Yeah.
No, what's even weirder is sticker shock from eggs.
Oh yeah.
A dozen
Eggs
eggs
are
is almost
crazy, dude.
$7 at Walmart, and these are great value generic eggs.
And Aldi used to have them for 50 cents a dozen. Now even at Aldi, they're $5.
It's
So,
insane how expensive eggs are. Because I'm like, yeah, this is one of those things you fall back on. It's like,
Yeah,
we're gonna have a
totally.
couple dozen eggs because I might just want to eat scrambled eggs for a fucking week for dinner, with some cheese or something.
No spider eggs in these.
This is chicken eggs, just the way nature intended it.
chicken eats a spider, turns it into eggs.
But I was like, I'm always bitching about the grocery bill because I do the grocery shopping. I go Sunday mornings when no one's there and do the grocery shopping, and I'll come home and. Before I went this past week, Tanya was like, eggs? I heard that eggs were $7. I'm like, what are they buying those fucking egg beater, name brand eggs or something? Nope. Regular old eggs at
You go to Rural
Walmart.
King and buy chickens.
That's
for
what Tanya
less.
said. She said it'd be cheaper to have a fucking chicken out here. But yeah, $7 for a dozen eggs. That's insane.
That's
nuts.
It used to be one of the cheapest and best foods to have because it just fulfills so many roles, and you can live on eggs, and they were cheap and plentiful, and now they're expensive.
So this is
Unbelievably expensive.
admittedly a very stupid question, but why eggs be so expensive? Like what? Like what is the like? Are we out of chickens?
I guess. I don't know. I think it's the supply line
Maybe,
thing.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but it gets to a point where it's like you guys are making this shit up. You're telling me a chicken can't lay an egg, and you put it on a truck?
No, I've heard-
like what's changed?
I firmly believe a lot of it is just manufactured. Like,
Greed.
yeah.
Like
Yes.
we've been selling chicken eggs for way too.
We forgot how to make these cheap. Sorry. We lost the book.
There is.
It's like they realize they've been taking a bath on chicken eggs for like a decade, and they're like, "Oh fuck, people need these."
No, see,
Why is there no ice? We lost the recipe. I'm sorry.
It's fucking greed. It is. There's no
gonna
way Walmart has to sell fucking eggs,
I'll be-
12 eggs for almost $7.
It's ridiculous.
That's fucking ridiculous.
But they posted like $4 billion in profit. But man, stuff's hard to get. It's going up.
But see, it's not just Walmart. I mean,
No, I'm using that as because where
Right.
I shop.
Sure.
They're like that everywhere. No one has to charge that much for fucking
There's-
eggs, I promise.
man, I should have bought stock in eggs. That fucked up. When I was looking at Nvidia, I was like, man, fuck that. I should have bought eggs.
Eggs in Disney, man.
Eggs in Disney.
2 years ago, that same dozen eggs cost about $1, $2.50 maybe.
Yeah.
It's more than twice what it was. And it's insane to me that just basic food staples are just
If the fucking crypto farmers weren't buying all the eggs,
right.
raising the egg price,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's like it's
video cards and eggs, the two things you need to mine crypto.
It's like one of those makes sense. Like video cards, it's like, all right, the demand for video cards was very high. Also, the ability to manufacture video cards was down. But it's eggs.
You got eggs
It's
hooked up.
eggs.
Eggs hooked up like the Matrix, all powering all the crypto.
I mean, how is the supply of eggs down?
Don't know. It's not.
Unless a bunch of chickens died.
It's not down because I haven't had problems finding eggs at the store. There's still just as many on the shelf as there ever were. They just decided, we're going to charge $7 for those now. And
Why?
I'm going to.
Supply chain.
And I'm going
It's
to
like
because
it feels
that's
like a
the
convenient
cheapest option.
excuse, right?
That's the cheapest option. I'm buying Walmart brand eggs, whatever they get their fucking, I might as well switch to the designer eggs, the fancy ones, the organic
The
ones.
Fabergés.
Yes. I'll take a dozen Fabergé eggs. I know there's got to be someone
$5.
around here that
With
I
chickens,
personally know
Yeah.
that has chickens that
Yeah.
lay eggs.
That would sell you their eggs cheaper than you could buy at the store.
$7 a
Probably
dozen.
for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna look around to see if we can find some friends that are selling eggs and buy them from them.
Chicken eggs are the new razor blades.
Yeah, right.
Where
You lock 'em, you gotta get somebody at Walmart to unlock the
with a
case.
vest to get a key. Yeah,
It's got that squealing little black box,
right.
strapped to it.
Yeah.
So if you jar it,
They gotta demagnetize the eggs or set the alarm when you carry them out.
But like razor blades, one of those things where it's like, man, you get a box of these for a nickel, but it's like they're just like, oh well, fuck, or we could charge $25 for a box.
sounds like a plan.
Well, people buy them, they won't know any better.
Yep.
Well, we'll color them like blue and call it sport. It'll
Right.
sell like hotcakes. Same razor blade.
Thank you, our Wicked Edge, for showing me better ways to shave.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Now we want to take a break.
Sure.
Talk about some Vortex.
Yeah.
Vortex.
Vortex.
And then the tractor broke.
Hey, you! Do you like fun? Then now is the time for fun with Uno! It's as easy as matching colors or numbers. You like going backwards? Throw a reverse card. Bam! No! Uno is the perfect game for the family room, recess, camping, the beach. So don't wait another second to shout Uno!
Uno. You can find it in the games aisle.
We're back. And according to CNBC, egg prices have jumped 49% in the past year, more than any other grocery category, according to the Consumer Price Index. And they say that bird flu is the primary culprit, economists said. Millions of egg-laying hens died in 2022 as a result of the deadliest outbreak of avian flu in U.S. history.
You mean the corporate hatchet with bird flu written on it?
Well, it is interesting because it is like the next bullet point is perhaps counterintuitively chicken prices have been declining.
Oh, Lord, we're eating bird flu chicken.
Chickens raised for meat consumption aren't as affected by bird flu, economists said. It's like,
Just egg
That's
chickens.
why I got sick. I had bird flu.
why all these birds died? I don't know. Let me ask the economist.
Well, they do have to watch, commodity prices.
So there we go. And they also say that like the supply chain stuff that you mentioned with gas prices and the feed. Apparently the feed has gone up. So
Well, hopefully it'll go down.
yeah, I hope so.
All right.
What was that TikTok about? Someone went through and priced out all the groceries that Kevin McAllister gets in Home Alone versus how much it would be today. And he spent $19 for 2 big bags of groceries. Those same groceries were like $49,
Yeah.
I think.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I love when people do the math.
Yep.
Just because it helps drive the point home to just regular people like me.
Look at everything he got for $20.
That has an impact.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, it's like, that's like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
minimum wage has gone up $2 since then, though.
that should cover
It's
it.
called cost of living, Dave.
That should cover it. I mean, that's a lot of groceries for one kid, don't you think?
I was cleaning out. There's this yearly task for one of our clients one of our big major clients that we have at my work, that it's a kind of a catch-all email box, and it builds up over the course
Complaints at.
Yeah, well, it builds up over the course of a year, just from people sending emails to all employees, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So anyway, one of the jobs we have every year is go in and clean that out, archive those emails and clean it out. So I did. I was in there today doing that, and one of the emails that came out was just sent because apparently the minimum wage in the state of Illinois has gone up and is going to be at $15 an hour, but it's not that. It's going to be $13 an hour, then $14 next year, and then $15 the third year. So their thing was, we're going to go ahead and just raise the minimum wage to $15 now.
This company.
Right. Which I thought was nice. I just thought
That's what my hospital did.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
They this was a hospital, by the way. But
Tyler's hospital.
It wasn't Tyler's hospital, but they were talking about how there's no we. It was just nice. They were like, and I get, there's probably a lot of things you could say that aren't nice about why they weren't paying them that much to begin with. That's not it. But for me, it was just nice for them to say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and do that now. We're gonna give you that money now.
Yeah,
an
I've had no
interesting-
problem with the application since then. None.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So it's like, yeah, you beat Walmart, beat all the fast food around here. Like,
Yeah.
haven't been problems since.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, what are we here for?
Vortex. Which sounds like a game that should be in the Williams Greatest Arcade Hits. That's out of order.
100%.
But it's not.
It's I don't think it's named properly, but
Bad name.
Sounds good.
the box art. What did you guys
Box
think about
art?
that box art? Japanese box art's badass.
Japanese box
Japanese-
art.
I want the
real
poster for that of that box art.
Looks real cool.
But the American box art was kind of about what you'd expect. It
Perhaps
was
a better representation of the game.
definitely a better representation.
The Japanese
of the
thought it
game.
almost looked like Magitech armor, like Fantasy 6 style. Like it was
or
badass.
I mean, it was like it looked ahead of its time. Where it's like, I'm not saying that the Michael Bay Transformers was like a good thing, but it has that vibe to it.
Yeah.
and it's like this was like 1994.
Four.
So it's like that's several. I mean, it's like decades
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it was all right. It was fine. It has the big Super FX logo on the box, which
Yep.
immediately tells you this is probably
Red
going to be
flag.
a Star Fox game, a clone of Star Fox kind
Yeah,
of thing, or in that
tried.
vein. It did try.
So this is a mode 7 3D polygonal space shooter thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
The box art, I
is.
would have thought it was a Mech Warrior game.
It does
Yeah.
lend itself to that. It doesn't, and it shows you, like in this game, you can transform between multiple forms: mech, a spaceship, a car,
Steamroller.
and
Fast
then like
steamroller.
a
Non-moving.
hard shell,
Yeah.
non-moving form. So it was
A
just
bug.
like a defensive,
A ladybug.
a defensive mode. So they try to touch on those in the box art a little bit, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really.
But it just looks
deliver.
weird.
Yeah. It's catchy. It's eye-catching box art. Probably I would have looked at the back of the box once I saw the front of the box, and then I would have probably said, eh.
I would have wondered what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Well, we all played it. So what's a movie sort of capitalizing on what we thought about it?
I got some real kaiju vibes from this game.
All right. Yeah.
So I picked Pacific Rim
Yep.
just because of the big mechs,
Yep.
big gigantic mechs. That's
Makes
really
sense.
kind of on the nose, but that's what I thought of Pacific Rim. I also liked those movies. They were all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
They're okay. They're not great, but they're okay.
Just fun junk.
Very big budget. Good special effects. The mechs are really cool. The kaiju are really cool. I mean, I liked it. I like those movies. I'd say on a rainy Sunday to turn them on, give them a look.
Yeah.
I like them.
I had a hard time coming up with one because what I wanted a movie that was low budget, but also pioneering at the same time. Because
I
this
could see that.
game is a low budget game. The development team was 5 people
Over a year.
over the course
One
of a year.
year.
It was developed by Argonaut. That is the company that partnered with Nintendo to make Star Fox. So it's that same company. But the deal is, you can tell what Nintendo brought to the table for Star Fox by playing Vortex. Like if you play both of the games, one of them is a lot more fun than the other one.
Right.
And it's because of Nintendo. It's because Argonaut was like, man, they were really good programmers and like knew how to do really, really cool stuff on limited hardware. I don't know if you guys know how they got their start with Nintendo. They got their foot in the door with Nintendo because like their founder was like a teenager and figured out how to hack a Game Boy, how to bypass the Game Boy's copyright protection in order to load a custom cartridge. They developed a game without development hardware because of that workaround.
Yeah.
So like at one of the gaming conferences, they like approached like him and like two other people approached the booth at Nintendo. It's like, here's what we did. We hacked the Game Boy and we made this thing. And the thing was a 3D game on the Game Boy. It's not textured, but I mean, polygons are being rendered on a Game Boy with no extra hardware.
That's nuts.
And it's just done. They just fucking programmed it. And that you can play that came out, that was developed and made into a game that was only released in Japan called X. ROM hacking, I think romhacking.net has an English translation on it. I've played it, and it is it's a cool game. It's very reminiscent of Vortex because it's Nintendo published. So it's a first party Nintendo Argonaut like release game for the Game Boy, but it feels a lot like Vortex because
I feel like that's okay on the Game Boy.
Well, it's amazing on the game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
because you're taking something like the Game Boy and turning it into something that nobody knew it could
like
do.
running Doom on your TI-86
or a birth control
right.
digital birth control stick or birth control
pregnancy
test.
But
get that birth control stick.
Birth control sticks, the ones you pee on.
But I do still think that Vortex is pioneering because even though it came out after Star Fox, and Argonaut did this on their own without Nintendo's involvement, other than it being released on the Super Nintendo. This game is pretty fucking wild. Like seeing it run on a Super Nintendo, considering that they did it on they didn't use an 8 meg cartridge. Like this is like a standard 512K cartridge, I believe. And the fact that what blew my mind is, and I just want to go ahead and state, I didn't think this game was fun.
No.
So
I didn't either.
All the things that I'm saying.
This is just from a technical standpoint of wow.
There's a wow factor.
There is a wow factor. I agree.
There is. In this game, you're controlling this transforming mech. And what blew my mind is you can rotate the camera.
Yeah.
You can rotate there is a camera in this game that you can rotate.
It's a weird
Mario 64 style.
It's a weird pivot. It's not seamless. It's like an elliptical pivot, not so much from the perspective. It doesn't go 360 degrees around the mech. It almost pivots side to side with the mech off to the side.
You can fake it.
But
you can fake it a little bit if you switch the camera right. You can make it do like a.
But that is pretty
360.
fucking.
That's
crazy.
wild. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
I mean, I know that the camera's moving around and Star Fox and stuff, but I mean, because that's on rails, it doesn't feel as impressive. But this is like a lot of this game. Vortex is open world where you're exploring this 3D environment when it's. I mean, it is
very difficult to explore and navigate 3D environment, but nonetheless.
So
you're given a goal and then thrown into an open playing field to achieve that goal.
Sure.
I mean, I had Internet Explorer on my Dreamcast too. That was cool, but
that's not. I mean, yeah, but I mean that's not like a technological marvel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I guess you could say having a browser on a console. That's. I don't know if they're the first one to do it, but that certainly sets a precedent, right?
Yep. Sure.
But this is I don't know, man. This is this company did so much for 3D games. I mean, it's really, I don't think that, I'm not saying that Vortex is the one that did it, but I really would be curious to see the bleak present we'd live in if Argonaut didn't exist, never developed any of these games. Like that would, I feel like, radically affect 3D games.
The Super Nintendo's FX chip was technically the first dedicated graphics card. Like, and it's pretty fantastic because that really set the standard for going forward. We're having graphics cards now, and that even bled over into the PC world.
Yeah,
right? Where back then it wasn't about, you didn't have a dedicated graphics card; you just had your motherboard,
right?
You know,
right? Yeah, totally. And then eventually you had to have a 2D graphics card and a 3D graphics card.
Exactly. Dip switches and everything, you know, all that. But
sure.
I just think that's neat that
it is neat.
At its as limited as it was, everything starts somewhere. And for someone to be able to take, I mean, I was reading, when we'll get into this, but I was reading that article. There was an article you posted that was an interview in Retro Gamer,
yeah.
With the guys that did this game, and they were talking about how they had a blast, but they were talking about the music and how they managed to get the music into the game without using any of the hardware. Like they got a zero sum use thing. It was just it was incidental.
Right. You can tell that that's their jam, right?
Right.
I mean, that's their thing.
Making the absolute most out of next to nothing.
Right. But making a game that's fun to play, on the other hand, I feel like
difficult,
is a
challenge.
shortcoming.
This was
you have to have a certain amount of knowledge to appreciate what's there, as opposed to like kid just playing a game.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
100%.
This should have been a trade show demonstration of what they can do, as opposed to a published video game. Because I agree,
Yeah.
I had enough trouble as an adult playing this game just because
I can imagine.
It gave me the willies. But before we get too far into that,
yeah.
What movie did you pick?
Well, see, I didn't pick one because I couldn't.
One at all.
I'm like, what movie could this possibly
I thought
be?
you were leading into one.
No.
Oh.
I was wanting help, but the only thing I could think of is an American Werewolf in London. But it's like, but then that would say that this game is like really good, and it's not. But it's low budget, and it's like an American Werewolf in London is like so like pivotal and like important for like special effects,
and it's a good story,
right?
So,
See,
it's a good movie,
right?
And it's a technological marvel,
right? And there the metaphor breaks down when you say it's a good story.
I get it.
So American Werewolf in Paris,
but I could say, maybe I could say
came after Star Fox, which I guess would be American Werewolf in London.
I think from your perspective on this, I think it's probably fair to just say, you know, you could say American Werewolf in London from a technological perspective, but not necessarily a presentation perspective.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying.
So I'm kind of I'm cheating a little bit.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I like that.
And I don't want to. I'm not saying I don't want to be a dick, but I do. But I feel like it's important to like. I know Mode 7 was mentioned earlier, and like this isn't Mode 7, which is important for me to say because Mode 7 is like a 2D sprite that's been manipulated. This game is fully 3D. Like polygons are being rendered, and that's and the only reason I wanted to bring that up is because because
Jeff would say so of this episode publishes.
I mean,
actually,
that's not. I'm not saying he wouldn't. I'm not saying that he wouldn't do that, but that's not why I'm saying this. The reason that I'm pointing it out is because every bit of defense that I have for this game involves the fact that this is a fully 3D rendered game on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
and that's it. I think even Star Fox has like 2D sprites for like the meteors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if this is technically the first one, but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to shit on. I personally, I want to give this game as much credit as we can give it because it is
for what it is.
It is such a beast as far as like a game.
Yeah. I think that qualifies as 3 good things.
I mean, that about wraps up. I mean,
what movie did you pick, Tyler?
So on Dave's vein, I picked the second Venom movie. It
I get
it.
It
had all the elements that I liked and that I was excited to see, and it didn't put them together in any of the ways that I wanted.
Sure.
That's a good good example for sure. Now, did anybody pick Nick Cage movies for this one?
I did.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, Dave, you go first.
I chose a movie that I haven't seen, which is a trend.
I hope it's the same as mine.
I chose a movie called Sunny.
Not the same as mine.
From 2002. This is where Nicolas Cage went from acting to directing, just like Argonaut went from programming to game designing. And I haven't seen it, but it's, I don't know. It's not reviewed well. I'll put it that way. I can't vouch for it.
Tyler?
I picked a Nick Cage movie that I have seen, and I hate. I saw it 3 times in the theater.
Clearly you hated it.
Just because everybody kept wanting to go see it. It was the first movie Melissa and I saw together.
The Rock?
City of Angels.
City of Angels.
Yes.
Is he in The Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I think it's fucking slow and it's boring.
Got that Goo Goo Doll song in it, though.
That's true.
Do you have that Goo Goo Doll song, though? No, I got tired of that one.
No.
Especially not at a
96.9
local
still
radio
plays it every
station.
goddamn day.
Yeah, I know. They're like, this is a classic.
Iris, yeah.
I don't even know the words to that song, but it's like, it's just this like, anytime I think of that song, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher is singing it. It's like an Animal Crossing minigame.
How about you, Ian?
I picked a Nick Cage movie that I have seen called Prisoners of the Ghostland. This is a movie where Nicolas Cage plays a notorious criminal who must break an evil curse in order to rescue an abducted girl who has mysteriously disappeared. The movie was nigh on impossible to understand. There was just a lot going on all the time. It was just sort of this mashup of action sequences and what was he doing, and it was a mess. It didn't even really get to the point of being visually good enough for me to be able to overlook the crappy plot and just kind of horrid everything about this movie. Which pretty much sums up the game for me. Again, in this movie, there was a lot of technical stuff, a lot of cool effects, a lot of stuff happening, just stuff everywhere. All the fixins.
All the fixins.
They were everywhere in this game. The fixins were everywhere, and they were constantly coming at you. And it couple that with one of the things we're going to get to is the bad things, but I'm going to say it, the shitty, horrifyingly bad controls in this game.
That's like, man, this game like breaks apart.
It's just impossible to enjoy.
Chug. Clunk.
Yeah.
Chug.
Yeah.
Pew.
Yeah, come on. And building on the bad things, you saying that, I mean, like, in order for them to do what they did, like the frame rate in this game is like it's Star Fox
4
frame rate. It's bad, you know, and
Now there's a power up.
It chugs.
It's coming.
Is it a power up?
Here it comes.
Right. Yeah, no, right. Is it a power
Well,
up? It's a great
I my controller wasn't plugged in, so I watched the whole intro where they show you every single item with the tagline: grab this.
Yeah.
Shoot this,
Yeah.
and go through, avoid this.
It's charming,
enter
isn't it?
this.
Charming.
Yeah.
Remember when they did that in Star Fox?
Yeah, because you had to.
Yeah.
We have to tell you what you need to get and what you need to shoot because everything looks the fucking same.
And nothing's intuitive at all. So we
Nothing.
have to write this out in black and white. Oh, pick this up. This beach ball? Like, it doesn't look like it. Why would I? That's why they have to tell you this.
Yeah.
Because it's otherwise you're like, what is this beach ball doing?
Once again, I'm playing the game without having read the manual or done anything. And I'm like, I can't shoot this fucking thing. I don't know what it is. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to die. Nope. Energy power up. Oh, that's a thing I need to get.
Yeah.
I see. It was rough. I'm gonna just kind of burn through the good things I have real quick.
Okay.
Because there's just a lot of bad for me here.
There's a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Again, technically, really cool.
I agree. I feel like
at the
that's
time
the strength
it was
of this game.
major. Everything else can eat a dick. I thought the technological part of it was a good thing.
I think it's a
That
great
was
thing.
a good thing for me. I liked the music.
I
thought
like the music as
was
well.
done.
That's
it was
on my
kinda
list,
catchy,
too.
And you kind of groove along while you're playing. I played it a little, watched a playthrough, and just was grooving, just digging the music. And I thought the concept of having a vehicle that you can transform into multiple different things, not just robot car.
Right.
You got robot car, plane, ladybug, right?
Steamroller.
Steamroller. I thought that was a neat concept, and I think
I agree.
conceptually, the whole game was cool because I feel like it felt more like you were doing stuff that mattered than Star Fox. Like Star Fox shoots stuff. This felt more plot driven, and the fact that they were working in the different types of vehicles
Sure.
added to that for me.
And
but
this is
it's-
open world. I mean,
And yeah, exactly.
Star Fox is on rails.
Mm-hmm.
In this, you kind of have this large arena that you explore in these different forms.
So I think they
Neat.
had the right idea.
Sure, I
But
agree.
it's just the limitations were just too much. I think
Yeah.
for what it was, it ended up just being a big sloppy mess.
I really do think that this is a game where it's like, and it sucks for them because it's like Star Fox came out. Star Fox like fucking blew people's minds. I mean, Star Fox blew my mind. I
Yeah,
remember seeing
same.
Star Fox for the first time. I had a friend in 5th grade who his dad, like video games was his hobby, and it's like I remember like he and I would play. My friend and I would play Mario Kart. He'd get home from school the next day, and his dad would have beaten all of our track times. And then we play it again and try to beat his times. And like if we beat any of them by the next day, he had beaten them all again. Like I mean, it was, and he
I
wasn't
like that guy.
He wasn't a dick. I mean,
No,
he was a
I love
super,
it.
super nice guy. I mean, and
he liked to win.
he just
liked
liked
to be the guy.
He liked to play, and
Yeah, he liked to play.
and he liked to. He this was his. This wasn't my friend's Super Nintendo. It was his Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
He just let us play it. You know, it was hooked up. It was hooked up in the living room, which is like, what? This isn't even a sleepover. What's going on with a Super Nintendo in the living room?
He was us.
Right
then.
he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember he bought like Star Fox on fucking launch, man. And I remember getting home from school and being like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know for sure, but honestly, this might have been not Vortex, but Star Fox might have been the first 3D game that I saw.
I bet it was the first 3D game that a lot of people saw.
Because I mean, I was playing DOS games, but I mean, all of those
but they were 2D.
were 2D. And I mean, Star Fox fucking blew my mind. So I guess my point is that all of that to say that I have a real soft spot in my heart for stuff like this, and that's probably why I am going to defend this game more than it deserves. But Star Fox, looking at Star Fox and then looking at Vortex is like the missing element is Nintendo's
Fun.
game design.
Yeah.
It's that's like
Yeah.
which is the fun.
Yep.
Like that's where the fun comes from, I feel like. Cuz like Star Fox has these like interesting characters that pop up and like speak in
They
in a
talk.
language and you
Yeah.
read and it's like, "Oh, this is neat."
It's immersive.
Yes, it is immersive.
Star Fox is the original trilogy, and Vortex is the prequels.
I mean, yeah.
Could be. I'm just
I mean,
glad
that's
that
not a bad analogy.
Star Fox came first,
Yeah.
because if this had come first, I think it would have been different somehow. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it probably
It would have been a bigger deal, I think.
would have been.
I think it would have been a
deal.
bigger
Because
deal.
everybody,
too.
I immediately, because it was in the same vein, immediately compared it to Star Fox. Immediately
Oh, yeah,
played
absolutely.
compared every single second of it
Oh,
to Star
absolutely.
Fox. And
But it would have seemed.
Yeah.
It would have seemed. Star Fox would have maybe made an even bigger impact had it been second in line.
I don't know, man.
because people be like,
this is it done right.
This is way better. I don't know.
I don't know, man, because it's like,
Do you hit him with the big stuff first?
Right. Because it's
or
like,
save it for later. I think you're right. I think it made the right choice.
and maybe, who knows, maybe it wouldn't have even made a difference, because it's like, even if Vortex would have come out first, I probably would like know more about it. My concern would be like, how many people would give Star Fox a chance if they played Vortex first?
Yeah, because I've seen how bad it is.
Right, and it's like, I couldn't figure this game out.
Yeah,
why would I try it again?
Good
you know,
point. That's a good point.
but yeah, I'm sorry. I just
No, you're good.
Just all like excited to talk about it.
So, did you cover your good points? I know I touched on a couple of them.
Yeah, you did. I like the music too. I thought the music was good, and obviously my big thing is that I think that it's ahead of its time, and it's a technological marvel. And then I also thought it was neat that there's an interactive tutorial.
That was a good thing.
It's hidden.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks.
work for it.
I feel like it should just lead with that instead of having to go through the menu and selecting it. But I mean, it does a pretty good job of like summing up the instruction manual, where it's like it runs down the controls, and
for what it's worth, and you better get ready to write things down or memorize, because holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't like playing Star Fox. I'm bad at Star Fox. I cannot stand playing it, but I love to watch it being played. Dave, we sat there in my last house, and I watched you play through Star Fox.
Yeah, I
then
forgot
I
about
watched you
that.
play through one of the black holes that go through that path. I then watch you play through the other black hole go the other path. I love watching you play Star Fox.
It's a fun game.
I did not like playing Vortex. I tried watching it. I did not like watching anyone play Vortex.
It's not. Yeah, I get that. It doesn't. This game lacks charm.
There's no charm. There's no visual appeal whatsoever. Everything is just a big polygonal mess, and that's a fucking shame.
Yeah.
It is, because with a little polish and a little more thought to the controls, I think it could have been a good game.
And I don't know this for a fact, but it feels like they reused several assets from Star Fox. Like there's like a star field where it's, I can't remember exactly what part of the game it is, but it's early in the beginning, because I did not get far in this game because it's very difficult.
I beat the first two stages and I was done.
Good for you.
Wow.
I couldn't beat the first boss.
No, I watched a playthrough on YouTube, and usually those guys, the ones that do the playthroughs, are just invincible. They can just do it all, right? No, this guy died on the first boss like 4 times, and that was it. He gave up.
Is ridiculous, man.
No, I just save scum through it, so I didn't legitimately do it.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, and I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't beat the first boss, so I mean, I tried several times. After about 40 minutes, I was like,
it's a long game.
I was like,
it starts you over.
Yeah, there's no checkpoint.
There's no checkpoint. It
So-
starts you over.
I just put in the password because this isn't the first level. It really isn't even open world. It's like a tunnel.
It is sort of on rails. Yeah,
It is. You got the bumpers on either side, little blue triangle bumpers.
telling you where to go.
But instead of it moving automatically like Star Fox, you're walking it. You're controlling it. But it's not a good introduction to the game. Because,
if I may,
Please.
on that article. If I don't know if you read through the article too.
Yeah, I did.
But at one point in the article, the developer says that should not have been the first stage.
Right.
We should not have made this the first stage because it's too hard. Even we realized that after the fact, that we should have made this later in the game because the first stage is way harder than the others. Even though the others are difficult, this was not a great way to start off the game.
Absolutely.
And I agree with that.
And I 100% agree with that. And it doesn't showcase one of the better points of the game, and that is the exploration.
Yeah.
Because it's a tube. You're just like going down like a straight tube.
Yeah.
And where you're just fighting things, and then there's a crazy hard boss at the end.
He's nuts. He looks like like a sideways vagina.
Yes.
And he just is up, down, all over the place. Because the frame rate is so bad, and the boss takes up so much of the screen in front of you. It's like he just jumps from top to bottom almost instantly when he's supposed to be moving.
And he's like only vulnerable when he's moving backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous, like this boss. And it's like, especially coming off of Star Fox, where it's like, I'm not saying, maybe it's because I played Star Fox so much, but I feel like Star Fox is an easy game. Like, and
Enjoyably easy though.
yes, but
you're very good at it.
and like,
I think it's hard because I'm bad at it.
yeah, and that's well, and I'm sorry, I'm not calling you out.
No. You're just very good. You're very good at those kind of games.
And it's one of those where it's like I said, I played Star Fox so many times where it's like it's really hard to judge the difficulty of Star Fox.
Sure.
But like I guess the big point is like none of that transferred over to Vortex. None of it.
It's not like you can pick up Star Fox, be good at Star Fox, and then pick this up and be an ace.
It's Michael Jordan playing baseball.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times in Star Fox, I always feel like I know if I'm hurting a boss or not. You know, like it flashes or something.
Yeah, all you get in this is a bar. At the bottom.
And it's like I can't watch the bar while there's a barrage of like bullets that it's firing.
nuts.
It's insane.
Of course, obviously, in the land, one of my bad things I kind of got in there was the vanishing point on the horizon on the Earth-based levels.
The draw distance is real bad. Real bad.
And in space, there is no horizon. And like you were saying, Tyler, is the thing coming? Is it at me? Is it here yet?
Right.
No. Hang on.
Waiting.
It's on its way. On the ground, you've got a draw distance where the shit's basically right in front of you before it appears. And you've got to act fast or die.
Yeah.
And, again, hardware limitation. And
the controls. It's hard to act fast because it's like, oh, I need to transform into the jet. Hold L
and L,
Y?
and then turn the controllers to the left and blink 3 times, and you'll transform. And that's of course for me the worst part of this game was because they just there was an abundance of functionality. And the way that you access that functionality is super counterintuitive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Too many things to have to keep up with, to the point of having different controls for the guns on your right arm and your left arm. It's like, I do not need that level of granularity, right? I don't need that much.
Sure.
I just need, give me guns, give me missiles, let me push a button to cycle through transformations.
Yeah.
Just cycling through the transformations would have been easier than having to remember to hold down the L shoulder button and push to the left on the D-pad or whatever.
You can do that by pressing select.
Okay. See, I didn't know
so that is an option, but it's honestly not a good one because you do have to cycle through it. So I mean,
and there's like 4 forms.
Right. So you have to go if what you want is at the far end of that cycle, man, it's too late.
And God help you if you over tap and you skip it. Oh, fuck, tap some more.
It's like my complaint with a lot of first-person shooters on early consoles where it's like, in order to select a weapon,
you got to cycle
on
through
PC,
them all.
I remember just like 4. Okay, I'm good.
Right.
But like on consoles, you had to cycle through, and like you're saying, if they didn't have a go back to the previous option, you're cycling all the way through again.
I mentioned a couple of the. I've got like 5 bad things on my list.
So that's.
I mentioned how difficult the game is, and I mentioned the bonus items and things like that were just almost indistinguishable from things you're supposed to shoot.
Sure.
And then,
jeez,
it was a mess.
It gets nuts, dude. Like when I use that level 2 password, like even like the open world exploration stuff is like it devolves pretty quick because you got to find these keys, and it can't be that the keys are color coded. They're like these weird shapes. It's like they're just like, let's make shit more complicated. Like if we make this so complicated, then people will definitely like it, right? Instead of having like a red key, a blue key, a yellow key, it's like well, we can render star polygons, so we're going to do that. And it's like, we can render hexagon polygons, so we're going to do that. So you're like,
nothing like a
People
key.
love it.
Right.
People love it.
yeah. So, and then you go like, you got to get these keys. And then once you find the key, you have to find like the corresponding elevator that'll take you.
I love that the elevator animation. You just running into blue square,
I know.
and then you're in an elevator and stuff sort of going up.
I know.
Dumb.
Yeah. And it's once you're down in there, once you take the elevator down, then it really comes into play where it's like, oh, now it makes sense to turn into the car. Because it's like some of these forms where like the jet in the car is like, well, the jet only fires lasers and so does the car. The jet flies, the car doesn't, so I guess I'll never be the car.
Right.
But then you get into the elevator and they're like, oh, you gotta be the car here. Because there's like beams and shit that
You gotta turn
like,
into the Roomba.
go under. Right. Yeah.
Or if you're in the mech, just press jump and you'll never need an elevator. Because the jump sends you like fucking halfway across I mean,
The jump's crazy.
there was they just overshot. They overshot on this so hard.
Yes.
And it is,
God bless them. I mean,
again,
look, I know they were trying to make a great game, right? And I know that like they did some really cool stuff, but a good game they did not make. A fun game they did not make. The B button. The B button, like the first button that I don't know, most people probably press when they're playing a Super Nintendo game. The B button. What does it do in this game? It makes your mech jump in the air and turn around. It like changes your angle 180
You're right.
degrees.
That is the very first thing
It's
I
like,
did. You're 100%.
Why
right.
is that? Why?
what just happened?
That could be jump, right? I mean, like, why is this the angle change button? It's like, how often do I need to do that? Obviously I'm not playing it right because I died a lot to get very far.
Maybe it was like a production thing, a last
so you
minute.
don't see
Wait,
your
you
death.
mapped B to what? Oh, fuck. Well, it's got a ship. I'm sorry. We can't revise it. We'll just leave
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Bad things? Are we still on bad things?
I'm done with my bad things.
Yeah.
I've already touched on the frame rate. Frame rate's bad. Frame rate's bad. It's like Star
I
Fox
watched
bad.
a 60 FPS video and it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's always fun to see those.
yeah.
Was that, do you know, did someone speed it up like with the video editing or did they speed it up? I sound like a granddad. The video editing?
I'm not sure.
Or did it, because, you know, there's that Star Fox ROM hack that smooths it out to like
Oh, okay.
probably 60 frames. And then that race driving one also does that.
Yeah, I saw it whenever I was watching the long play, and I was like, I wonder if that looks any better. Okay, this looks better.
Man.
Not good enough that if I were to find like how I could do that, would I play it?
I might be interested to try that. Yeah, frame rate, the difficulty. I feel like the difficulty it's crazy. And then the control scheme, which we touched on as well. Everything has to be memorized.
Tyler, bad things?
I mean,
Same.
just pretty much the same. Just I thought my biggest problem was it was slow and boring.
Yeah.
It
I
was
agree.
just fucking slow and fucking boring.
No payoff, no immersion, no. It's just.
I didn't
Again,
like the lore. I didn't like the cutscenes. I didn't like how it was written. Like,
I think this belonged as a demo at a trade show. Here's what we can do. We've got even bigger things coming down the pike, you know. But this was not ready for production, in my opinion.
It's more of a simulation than a game.
Yep.
Really. And I mean, I know that we've talked about, you know, like it feeling like a demo, and it does. Even though it's fleshed out to a sense,
To a
there's more
point,
than one
it
level.
is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still there's
Every level feels the same.
Yeah.
Has the same problems.
Sure.
You know.
I guess I could say it lost us all on the first boss. That's probably much when we were all done.
yeah.
Or made our minds up about like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, totally. I agree with that. I think you're right. Because, I mean, show my hand a little bit. I don't think this is a good game, but I kind of like it. You know, like, I have some adoration for
the
it.
charm comes from the admiration of the technical aspect for me, for sure. But I think, you know, again, right off the bat, it didn't deliver.
No.
And it was, I don't know, guys, it's like you're either going to get it 100% right or 100% wrong in this particular type of game.
I don't know. You think so?
I don't think there's a mid.
You don't think there's an in-between?
And I think you've got 100% right with Star Fox and 100% wrong with Vortex.
I see your point, but I don't know, because I had fun. Like, even in that first level, I had fun controlling. Like, once I learned the controls, which, I mean, I had to learn the controls. It's not a pick up and play. It's fucking not. Like, it is not a pick up and play game. It is one of those games where it's like, I have to sit down with this thing for 30 minutes in order to figure out how to play it.
Like Mech Warrior. And I don't just mean Super Nintendo Mech Warrior.
Right,
I
PC
mean
Mech
actual
Warrior.
Mech Warrior.
Right, which is more simulation, for sure.
It is. And you had to know what the fuck you were doing.
Absolutely.
Dave, you told me, years ago, your analogy about, that a team needs to consist of the creatives and the suits
Right.
to balance each other out.
Right.
I feel like this game, where Star Fox was produced by creatives and suits to say, okay, well, this is what is popular, this is what we need to do, kind of point the creatives in the right direction. I feel like this game was just made by the creatives who knew what they liked. They had an ambitious project, and they just made it technical.
And they
there was no
admitted they were
guidance
showing off.
to what was fun or popular or needed to be happening at the time. It was just, we like the technical side. Here's a technical game.
Absolutely, and I 100% agree with that. And I do think that the only merit that this game has is that.
Yep.
And well, I don't know. I say that, but then honestly, up in that first level, up until the final boss, up until the boss of the first level, I thought it was fun once I had the controls figured out, like taking down the enemies, and switching between the weapons. I get that you don't need it. You definitely don't. But I guess what I'm saying is it got to a point where I could appreciate the complexity, the needless complexity.
Right.
I agree that it's needless, but that complexity also makes it more of a simulation game this is not an arcade style game.
No, it's not. And I think if you have to employ your imagination to fully kind of enjoy this game,
and you do,
then they missed the mark. Because I shouldn't need to use my imagination.
Sure.
I want the little computer box to do the imagining for me, so I can control the thing be a part of the story.
That's fair.
So
that's fair, and I agree with that.
There's valid points on both sides of the fence. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not trying to push that this is like a top 50 or anything like that. It's just there's something about this that admittedly has to do with Star Fox DNA, that I have adoration.
A little bit of a
for.
soft spot.
I do.
Get it. I get that.
And it's like, even like the laser blasts look like the stuff.
They
the
do.
Arming
The
laser
little
blast.
diamond,
Yeah.
the little diamond shaped lasers.
And they sound like it too.
Yeah, they do.
And it's like that definitely that reacts with some nerves.
You got a little
in the brain.
Pavlov,
right?
little
Exactly.
Pavlovian thing going when you hear it. I understand. I do. They're gonna get you.
But I would never say that this is I would never say that this is a great game.
No, I know that.
or even a good game.
It's not.
For me, it's one of those games where this isn't a joke, and it's gonna sound fucking crazy, but I could absolutely see myself like, okay. We'll do this one. I'll figure this one out and look up game facts and shit and figure out how to beat it, and then just one of those.
Well, with this buy, rent, or birthday,
Rent.
I'm with you.
It's a buy for me.
Okay.
It's a buy.
I figured you were going there.
Yeah, it's a buy for me. I'm not proud about that.
I can see it's a collector's piece.
it's a buy
especially
for
if you
me.
enjoy.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a buy for me.
Top or bottom 100? I'm putting it in the.
I'm curious if it's on Tyler's bottom 100, because I could see it landing there.
Not bottom. You've really brought me around on it based on its background.
Okay, all right.
So lower middle.
Okay, I knew it wasn't top half. For
No,
sure.
not top half. Not bottom. I didn't think it was that awful, but knowing the background behind it, I wouldn't put it in bottom 100.
That brings up a good question where it's like, how important is that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, because I mean, to me it's important, but you know, to the consumer, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those. This is sorry to get off on a really weird review tangent, but it's like, how should you really review a game? Like, you know, should I care about like the technological like care that and programming that went into it, or should I just view this as like should people buy this game like just for a game?
That doesn't matter.
Well, I think it matters because we're looking into the past.
Yeah, that is true.
If, you know, it'd be different if we were reviewing it in real time, like in the middle of that era.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So I think we have to look at that background since we're looking into the past so far back.
And I think you're doing that justice by extolling the virtues of the technical stuff that they use for this, you know. But for me, the game sits in the same place it does as Tyler. You know, all the people floating around in the ocean after the Titanic sank. That sort of grayish, murky water of the lower middle of the 100. It scores points for originality, and technical prowess. So it does eke its way just onto the door. You know, it's on the door with Kate Winslet hanging on for dear life.
It's not Leo in the water, it's Kate on the door.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's probably like
it's not Billy Zane in the life raft either.
No.
Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing? In the metaphor.
Hey, it got there.
Yeah.
However needed to survive, it got there.
So what game would that be?
What game would the Billy Zane in the lifeboat?
Would the Billy Zane in the lifeboat be? That has to be like,
I'm gonna need time.
That has to be like a mediocre game that we all we know is mediocre, but we all love it for some reason. Like it's based on something, or there's a character in it that we love. You know what I mean?
I say we put a pin in it and try to remember to ask the Billy Zane question.
How is this game like Billy Zane?
Not like Billy Zane, but just Billy Zane's character in Titanic on the life
New
raft.
segment. Every episode.
Is it a Billy Zane in the life raft? Is it Billy Zane? We're going to find the one. I think there's going to be 795 no's and that one yes.
This is a top half for me, but barely. Yeah. It's I feel like for me it's above the middle mark, but it's not like
345.
Right. I mean it's somewhere in there. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. It's and like there are games that I think someone could say are objectively better, but I don't know, man. Sometimes there's just something about a game where it's like on stream, when I used to stream, we used to call it's a Stockholm Syndrome game, where it's like this feels like one of those to me, where it's like the sunk cost fallacy, where it's like, well, I played this for an hour, I don't love it, but I seem to have gotten a little better at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're trapped in a room with it long enough, and
it's not horrible, so I'll just stick with it.
Right.
It's one of those for me, which those tend to get me too.
You know what we forgot to do last week?
We forgot to do achievements last week.
Is Billy Zane Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3?
I feel like that's pretty good. He does have a run button.
That's 97.
That is pretty good.
It's just barely there.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty good one for him.
I like it.
Billy Zane is the marriage rapture.
I've always said that.
Same. I knew we were meant for one another.
So achievements.
We didn't do those last week.
Nope.
And I'm not doing them for Williams Arcade's greatest hits. I do have achievements for this game.
What do you have?
I have 4.
Okay.
My first achievement is do a barrel roll.
Mm-hmm.
And realize in the first level that you can't do a barrel roll.
That's the jet.
The fucking literal best thing about Star Fox to me.
Yeah, it's
that's
weird,
not
right?
In the game.
It's
How
weird.
the fuck?
It's weird.
Good I
question.
think they probably ran out of button combinations to be able to make barrel rolls happen.
You might be right.
So they were like, "Oh, we got to leave it out. We need a left arm and a right arm fucking cannon button."
This
So,
would have been a better PC game
definitely
with like a keyboard.
hit 4.
Yeah.
Car.
Yeah,
Right.
this would have made a better PC game.
My second achievement. I choose you, Porygon. And to get I choose you, Porygon, blow up 10 of the alien ships in the space levels that look like Porygon from Pokemon.
Yeah, just about everything.
Have a
dude.
seizure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have a
you could
seizure.
have a seizure when you beat that level 1 and the pink flash
I would
goes
never
over the
know.
whole screen.
Maybe one day. Jesus, that boss. Holy shit,
It was
man.
dumb.
Even like using the ladybug, the hard shell, where it's like, save up all my bombs, blow all of them at that first boss, and then looking at the life bar, it's like, oh, okay. Well, it still has 2/3. So and it's only vulnerable when it moves backwards. Cool.
Good to know.
Can I dodge its shots? I don't know. I can't. Maybe someone can.
My third achievement, I pulled a line from an old Playful 8 song. Playful 8 was my first band, for those that don't know. And it goes a little something like this. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a lady. And to earn this achievement, play all 8 of the SNES games that featured the use of the Super FX chip.
Nice.
These games were...
Can we guess?
Go.
Star Fox,
Yes.
Stunt Race FX,
Correct.
Dirt Tracks FX.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Vortex.
Yes.
Oh boy. And now I got halfway there.
You're there almost.
I don't know if I can name the others.
Doom.
Oh, right. Doom.
Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's
Yoshi's
Island.
Island, yeah. But they do it in a real different way.
Dirt Racer.
Oh, okay.
It's Dirt Racer and Dirt Tracks FX.
Interesting. I didn't know about Dirt Racer.
And Winter Gold.
Winter Gold.
Winter Gold.
Okay.
So that's how you get that achievement.
All right. I haven't
And
unlocked that one yet.
My final achievement. It's a me, mathematical Argonaut rotation and I/O. And to get that achievement, you learn while researching this game that the Super FX chip was originally known as Mario. Mathematical Argonaut rotation and I/O, which stands for input output.
And you know why, right? Because I don't know this is a fact, but Argonaut had to have been like, Nintendo will love this. Like Argonaut wanted to
They knew what was up.
It's like they will love this.
Yeah.
Yamauchi's gonna eat this shit up, so we're gonna call this Mario.
It's really convoluted.
Yeah,
Nintendo
right. It's a
employee-
stretch, right? But they're
It's
like,
a
they speak
big
Japanese. They won't
stretch.
know. They won't know. This doesn't
Nintendo
make sense.
employees, very large penis. Yes. Hire us, okay.
I understand those words. I
Dude.
don't necessarily know that needs to be the acronym they use for it. Just, let's go with Super FX. That'll work.
That the story of them showing the Game Boy, the hacked Game Boy to the guys at the Nintendo booth.
Yeah.
The way that story ends is they got a call from Nintendo and said, get on a plane. You're coming to Kyoto tomorrow. They met with Yamauchi the next day, and he offered them $1 million to
Not tell anyone how they did it.
produce, I think, 3 games.
And
for
that
them.
young man's name, Bill Gates.
But that's wild, man.
Elon Musk.
He would have just run it into the ground anyway.
Yep.
But that is my final achievement for this game.
I've got a couple. First achievement, Dante's DiGiorno. In order to unlock Dante's DiGiorno, roam outside of the play area and have Lieutenant Dante return you to the play area and her hammerhead from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Because if you do go outside the play area, Lieutenant Dante pops up and says, "Hey, don't leave the play area." And you're like, "Fuck it. I'm legging it. I'm getting the fuck out of here." She comes and gets you and picks you up in a ship and drops you back into the game.
Fucking mechs are expensive. Get your ass back here.
The next achievement I've got is I'm walking here. In order to unlock, I'm walking here. You complete a mission with your MBS, your morphing battle system, while only in walker form.
I had that too, but I called it some Gundam shit.
Nice.
Or an alternative. I
Christopher
can't
Walken?
walk here. Morph into the mech in space. Oh. You could be the mech in space, and it just sits there, kind of, sort of.
I thought you were going to be the hard shell because it also can't move.
Right.
The next achievement I have is intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. In order to unlock intergalactic, planetary,
The arm motions that you can't see, listener, are what makes
What
it.
makes
Yeah,
it work.
sorry, the humor doesn't transfer over. You just have to be here, and you're not invited. So I'm sorry. In order to unlock,
Actually, they are invited. They just didn't show up.
no, I'm not.
No,
I
you have two
uninvited.
empty
You
chairs.
invited them all, and then
Dave
I
and
was
I.
right behind you. Was like, no.
I was helping. Uninvite people. We had a meeting. See,
They each get 200 vetoes. So just there we go.
Sorry. You guys can hate us. He was really
I
cool.
was
and
trying
fun
to get you
guys.
in here.
Yeah,
and we
but
just
yeah,
said fuck that.
veto. In order to unlock intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic, you managed to complete the first level, which is set in space. You go through. That's the vortex. You go through the vortex to get to the other dimension where they took our scientists and our keys, and we gotta go get them back. So you go on a little intergalactic planetary voyage.
Okay. Good shit.
My only other one was pew pew pew, and that is beat an area with just your Star Fox gun.
Ooh, boy.
Yep.
Yes. Including bosses.
All order.
No, just
okay.
just the first area of something.
to say,
not
man.
the boss.
You have to be the wizard. I wonder if that's possible.
Maybe.
Let's try.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Don't think so.
I watched a guy beat one of the levels just going between Walker with that gun, turn to the hard shell to absorb a hit, and then go back, and then go. It was just 5 minutes of just that back and forth till something was dead. Some boss at some other later level.
The hard shell's kind of it's kind of a cool concept because it like we didn't really talk about this because no one cares, but like there's 2 meters in the game that you have to manage, like your health meter and then your fuel meter.
Yeah.
And it's like most things when they hit you, they deplete from your health or your shields, whichever. And except for when you're in the hard shell, except for when you're the ladybug. And when you're in the ladybug form, you regenerate your shields or your health, but when you're hit, you lose fuel. So
This needed to be a PC game.
it should have been a PC. It would work. It would make so much more sense, and I feel like would be much more forgiven
Yes.
on the PC because like this has late 90s PC vibes
Oh,
to
God,
it
it
where it's just
screams
like
of it.
we're just gonna make a game that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it gets in the weeds and areas that you don't really expect it to. You're gonna have meter management in this mech simulator. You know, it's like
It would have been a smash hit, and it would have had ridiculously good American box art.
yeah. But who wants that on the Super
You got a
Nintendo?
sidekick
Right.
who looks
Nobody.
sort of like a Wookiee, so you can pretend.
Right?
Well, speaking of, who wants that? Maybe we should find out how popular it was.
You guys want to consult Flopsy? To
Or
see?
do we need to?
Oh, you want to guess the games or price? Or you want to do beards?
We got a few things left. So.
Well, I think I'm going to say uncommon and 2 stars.
Uncommon and 2. Well, let's do if you don't mind, let's do how much is this game first?
Okay.
Because the rarity will definitely
You're right. You are correct.
influence the answer to that. How much do you guys think this game runs? If you were to buy it loose,
$25.
$25 American.
American.
Okay, no dollary dues.
Pound sterling.
Yeah. 25 chicken eggs.
That's like $80 goddamn dollars.
$62.
$62. Actual retail price of Vortex for the Super Nintendo loose on average, according to pricecharting.com at the time of this recording, is $9.99.
Damn.
Wow.
Is it worth it?
Possibly for you.
I'm buying it tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm buying it tonight. Yeah. Still waiting on Williams Arcade's greatest hits. Damn the holidays, man. And also the weird, like, where they've got our mail routed. I bought Williams Arcade's greatest hits from a guy in Kentucky 3 hours away. And of course it has to go through Evansville and then back. And it's just like, the dude shipped this thing 4 days ago. And it's like, I should have just put in the message like, hey, I'm off. I can just drive there.
Meet you at the Quiznos.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that that's telling a little bit.
Yeah, I guess the answers kind of do,
They
regardless,
work.
influence one another.
They're the outliers, like Skins game. You know.
That is
Yeah,
true.
true.
Yeah, that is a good point. What do you got? So 2 stars uncommon?
Yep.
Is that what you think, Tyler? You're sticking with that? Ian, what do you think?
2.5 stars. Common.
2.5 common. I don't know. I managed to not see it this time, which is good because I like playing this too. Knowing how lenient Flopsy is, and I have a feeling that the reviewer, based on previous reviews, I have a feeling that there's going to be a reviewer who also is like, this game was a technological
Depending on who it
marvel.
is. Yeah.
I'm gonna go at least 3 stars. I don't know if I can go higher than 3. I'm going 3 stars, and as rushed as this game was, oh man, I don't know if they produced a lot of units.
I wasn't thinking about the rushed.
But I mean, but then again, it's $10. And it's Argonaut, who's just coming off
Yeah.
of Star Fox. So maybe they had the money, so maybe they could publish a lot. But I also have never seen this game in the wild. Or
Never.
had heard of it.
We had to look to
Never.
see if it was a Japanese
what would
release
Vortex
only.
be?
Right.
Is it a side-scrolling shooter? Yeah, no idea.
So I'll
no
go
idea.
3 stars uncommon is what I'll do.
Okay.
I bet it's common.
It's locked in.
All right, here we go. Locked in. According to the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike, and a shadowy benefactor, Vortex is uncommon.
Okay.
2 stars. Tyler, you
All
got
right.
it on the
Nailed
nose.
it.
I think this is the first time I've ever nailed it in
Got
all
it
regards.
on the nose.
Okay.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard, sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would give it the beard of Hans Langseth,
Good old Hans Langseth.
who is the current
Hans-
Guinness record holder with a 17-foot long beard.
Oh, it's a long beard, cumbersome beard.
So
cucumbersome.
Cucumbersome,
one
some
might say.
might say. I realize.
I realize.
So it's took a lot of time, a lot of investment to get the world's longest beard,
To what end?
but it's long and boring and it's just hair.
But at what cost? Was it worth it?
Everything.
Yeah, right. Man, for a minute I thought you were going to say Hans Olo. Thank you.
That took me way too long. I was like,
No, that was a
Olo.
it's a delivery problem.
Where have I heard that before? Was he talking about that skating game from earlier?
Oh God,
Olo.
Olo world. It's a world where S's don't exist. Everyone rides skateboards. Tyler,
Skateboard.
Kate Board.
fuck. No, zzz with a Z. Skateboards.
Yeah, you're
Good.
They're cooler than skateboards. You see, a regular skateboard.
skateboards.
Skateboards.
Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, it sums up how you feel about it. What kind of glasses would you give it?
2 of the Castlevania stopwatch glasses, because they're They're good sometimes, not good other times.
Yeah, they're really not good sometimes.
Takes a lot of resources, and sometimes you wish you had just had something else.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
But if you
fitting.
like them, you like them.
If you like them, you like them. Good, I like those. Those are great.
Thank you.
Were good.
Did we forget anything?
Not this time.
Okay.
All right.
But I think that probably gets us to where we need to be, guys.
Yeah,
That is, yeah, we are running
we're
We're
gonna
about 2.5
2.5
hours,
so
give or take.
we're gonna do a little dueling randomizers.
Yes, let's do it.
Figure out what we're gonna play. Are we doing a game next, or is Miller back?
Next week's a game.
Okay, next
Yep.
week's a game, and then after that, we're back on Scott
We
Pilgrim.
should be.
Okay,
Yep.
with the potential of being back on.
Potential, yeah.
Okay, cool.
We
Yeah,
have
I'm not sure when he lands getting back, exactly.
Sure.
But potential next
Okay.
week after next.
Okay.
we have a potential problem with dueling randomizers. I forgot to charge my retro.
Are you out of juice?
I had 9% when I shut it down before I came, and hopefully,
So we gotta hurry.
so I'm gonna have to roll pretty quick.
Okay, real quick.
Real quick.
Well, do the thing.
Well, you can. Okay, yeah, we got it.
Here, hurry. I gotta hurry up, hook it up, do it, everything, and say the prayer we all have to say. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
Still booting. There we go. We're booting. If it doesn't shut down right after this, we'll be good.
I have one.
Well, hold up.
What you got?
Okay. Oh, we're still at 9%. We're okay. Launching and spinning. Goo.
Did it die?
Nope.
Oh, what'd you get?
Well, I don't know. I got Battle Soccer. Field no Hasha.
That's definitely
That's
Famicom.
Japanese.
Japanese?
Has to
Yeah.
be.
Let's re-roll.
No Hashas in there. We ain't got time for. We ain't got time for no Hasha.
It's not Naruto. No Hashirama.
Okay. Exertainment Mountain Bike Rally.
We can't do that one. That's like that. That was like a bike attachment, like an exercise. We could do an episode on it, but we can't. I don't think we
shit.
can play that one.
Rolling again. Nope. Rolling again. Super Mario All-Stars. That's been done, right?
Yeah, we could do it again.
Good.
You got a new one?
Extra innings. Have we done that one?
Nope,
I don't think
sure
so.
haven't.
What'd you roll, Dave?
I rolled and I didn't. I don't have the number. I'm sorry. So there's no fun. No fun guessing that everybody loves.
Everyone knows when we guess random numbers.
They're gonna be writing in. There's gonna be a letter writing campaign. No numbers were listed. Right?
We just guess letters. That can be just
We
as
miss
fun.
Tyler saying a letter with a question mark after it.
And being right 1/80th of the time.
It's pretty fun when you're right, though. It's fun for me. I got Speed Racer in my most dangerous adventures. Assuming speeds, not my most dangerous.
Yeah, I like that
adventures.
one.
I like
That would also be my vote.
Yeah.
Okay. So Speed Racer in my most dangerous adventures. So long, sports games forever. Like this dueling randomizer thing is
Till
like
the very end, and we're just super miserable chewing through them.
Through about 400 sports games in a row. We are going to have to bite the bullet and take a sports game at some point just
the very end.
before that. So we don't have the dessert is supposed to come at the end. Not all the nasty vegetables.
Well, look, man, this is a flawed system because because the whole idea of giving us choice is so that we can play what we want.
I'm with you. Let's let that be a future problem and just pick whatever the fuck we want out of 2 games every week until we
we'll
get
end
tired
up
of
with
it.
2 sports games at some point.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
that's
That's a
true.
problem for future God Pit, not us.
That's a problem for Kenna Henry and Cohen when they pick up
When they
all
take
this.
it over, right?
We're going to make them do it for free and we still collect the money, right?
Money? Do you guys get money?
are getting
You guys are getting
paid?
money
You
for
guys
this?
get paid?
Wait a minute.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, all over the place. Just Google TADPOG. We got a lot of stuff going on, but most importantly are those Patreon donors.
And in case you didn't know, Patreon is a place where you can go to give your favorite content creators money. And if you want to do that for us, it's TADPOG or patreon.com/TADPOG. People give us money every month, but we have...
Wait, people are giving us money?
They do. I've just been keeping it all. They give us money every month, but we do have a select list of people that we refer to as our executive producers. These generous souls donate $20 or more per month to the cause. And I'm going to read that list right now, starting with Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Enthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Usurper Grimm, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Landon, Doll, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Archmage, Chris Edler, we're sorry you could not be on this episode, Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first-time caller, and last but not least, Drinksmith, Joey Webster.
Y'all fucking rule. Thank you.
I'd like to send out some congratulations to Bovine Bear.
Yeah?
Brand new baby.
Hey!
Yesterday.
Congratulations.
Little guy. Cute little guy. He's doing well. He
Good.
and mom and family are home. According to him, they are home, settled in, and doing great.
Good.
So congratulations on the birth of your first child.
Yes.
Was something else I was going to bring up, and now I have completely forgotten what it was.
In the vein of Patreon and all that,
Yes.
I want to mention that we're working on some merch. Not gonna give too much away yet. I guess the point is
so cool.
it's gonna be really cool. Yeah. There's some really cool people involved in the creation of it. People that you know. And it's
trust us, when the time comes, you will hear about it.
Yes.
Probably ad nauseum.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna hear a lot. So I guess my point is set aside $30. You're working on the envelope system. You get your paycheck, $15 to that envelope.
We need 44 of you to set aside $30.
But we can't say anything else.
Yeah, just trust us. Just set aside $30. You're gonna love it.
It could be more than 44, but a minimum of 44 of you to set aside $30.
We really need you to do this.
I did want to mention, in addition to our executive producers, we had some changes. We had some
up donations.
This month, and I want to mention these too.
I think that's a good idea.
We had, and I'm not going to get into numbers, but I am going to say that we got increased donations from Zeus Laser, the newly appointed dad, Bovine Bear, Dylan S. Thank you so much for your donation. Michelle. Terrified Michelle
of Terrified fame, of being Terrified fame
is donating.
Thank you
now.
Fame.
So thank you so much, the lovely Terrified Michelle, and last but not least, Michael May I come.
Michael May I come.
Sent us.
God, it's one of my favorite names.
I know, right?
I love it so much. That we have a listener that we refer to as Michael May I come.
I love it. I just wanted to make sure
cool
that these increased and new donors weren't left out of the list, because I think that's great.
Yeah, it's
There's
awesome.
Several new donations
Hell yes.
right there.
Hell
So
yeah.
to y'all.
And the donations are great. They really are. And they go a long way. And it's all just very nice. I guess I'll just leave it at that. It's all very nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Apropos of nothing, Choctopus has an animated playthrough of Hollow Knight.
Yeah, you're in there.
Where I am the voice of Leg Eater for one of those. So I'll put a leg in that. Check out Choctopus's Hollow Knight playthrough.
Nice.
Our theme song for this is Moves by Sycamore Drive. I'll leave that track from the show notes at TADPOG.com. Hey, you guys want to close it out?
As our favorite Mac.
That's our favorite polygon.
That's our favorite polygon. Okay. I like that too.
Okay.
So until next time.
Triangle
Man, Triangle Man.
Oh.
Triangle Man beats. Who's Triangle Man beats?
Particle Man?
Particle Man, yeah.
Maybe. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that episode of
Tiny
Tiny
Toons.
I was Lara Croft.
Spoobs.
Triangle boobies, Lara Croft.
I was, you know what? I just pretended like I was a big polygon.
Hey, that works.
That's all I did.
I felt it.
That's all I did.
It really came through.
Good. I'm really glad.
All right, bye, everybody.
And now a inverted dramatic reading. Pretty close. Please, wait just a minute, Mrs. President. Maybe not today, but a huge sun may rise tomorrow. A huge sun. What in the world? Any tedious chore, I'll work hard, wholeheartedly with total dedication. You don't even have to pay me. Please just give me a chance. Even the Buddha could only be tried so far. Well, I thought I had the rest of it, but
You got it.
First of all, I love that to begin with in its own right, but I also was browsing Golden Boy animation cells before you started reading that. So
I was trying to find the whole I love RAM. I love ROM. Even the lowly printed circuit board.
God, I love that one.
I stayed up all
I found
night.
the script, but I couldn't
stayed
find
up all
the
night
line.
studying computers for this. I didn't have a computer, but I had one. I made one out of paper.
On a keyboard made of paper.
Good stuff.
I couldn't help but think about the opening of Predator when you were like describing that scene. Or something. Was Jesse Ventura there?
This
With the
shit'll
big
make
chaw?
you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus.